Yo, 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 yo. How's the audio, y'all? How's the audio? Welcome to day 27 of streaming every day. Shout out to Project Management. First in the chat, GTM Chris. Yo, what's up? What's going on, Chris? Welcome back to the stream, and today we have a reaction. We're going to be looking at the message from Larry part 2. Some of you guys may have heard of the controversy over this past weekend with the starting with the double disqualification of Gio and Timbo, and then the disqualification of Los on day 2 of King of the Courts. That game was crazy. Yeah, that game was crazy. Both those games, really. And so today we wanted to hear Larry's side of it. I know I did. And we got front row seats. Yo, we did get front row seats. Me and Chris were right there in the crowd. Centerville Park pull up weekly money games, 1 p.m. All right. All right, if you guys want to make some money playing handball. All right, I'm just going to send out a notification and we're going to get started. All right, so yeah, basically we got some feedback from Larry today. He went on Facebook and did a live and he spoke about, I didn't watch it yet, so I'm going to be watching it live here with you guys. Appreciate y'all being here on day 27. And without further ado, I think we can get into it. How's y'all's day going so far, by the way? Hope y'all having a good day. My day was pretty chill. Pretty chill. And spent some time outside. Worked with some kids a little bit. And yeah, I came home to this video. I was like, oh, we gotta watch this on stream. Alright, so let's get into it. Everyone ready, man? Y'all comfy? Get comfortable, man. Get comfortable. We about to dive in. Oh. We about to dive in. New video uploading right now, by the way, where we got some feedback from the community live on the DQs. So we spoke to Dwight, we spoke to David Velez, we spoke to the ref Carlos. We got some feedback from Miggs, Izzy from Impact Pro, a couple other people.
Just waiting for people to come in. Like, if you gotta ask whatever questions you have.
That video should be up tonight, by the way.
Like to clear up some stuff.
Did you see the Nas video he posted? The Nas video. No. I think I saw it, but I didn't watch it. Can't hear?
It's like the second time I go live, so you'll be able to be.
It's a little low, right?
This live is to address any questions that.
How about now? Can you hear it now?
The
He's kind of whispering a little
King
bit.
of the Courts and the way things went on. You know, I would really like to feed off of the comments and the questions y'all might have. I've been reading a lot of stuff that people.
It's still low.
Normally, I don't ever do this. I don't ever respond. I don't play the role that I do in the handball community for any type of recognition. You know, I don't do that. I try to do this right because it's the right.
That's the highest it goes.
I'm gonna just do this because I feel like it'll help the sport. If anybody has any questions about any,
and there's subtitles here too.
I'm happy to address it.
So basically, y'all, Larry's saying he's open to questions. If anyone got a question or an issue, you could bring it up to him. He usually doesn't do this, but he thinks it could benefit the community, so he's here. He's getting
Yeah,
on
so
live stream.
I don't even know where I'm supposed to look to see if anybody's on here or whatever.
How long ago was this, by the way? When did Oh, this was just 3 hours ago. This was literally just 3 hours ago. The comment saying.
I see you, Justin. What up, baby boy? Hey, Veronica. Hey, Long. What's going on, guys?
Yo, this post got
Yeah, I see people sharing it already.
265 comments.
Nietzsche, I see you. Oh, this thing is blowing up now.
Kadeem said,
Yeah, I mean, anybody that has any questions, I mean,
why
I
can't
would like
players
for
conduct
anybody
themselves
that
better?
has an opinion, it's your chance to address me. Yeah.
Players don't
Say
know
what you gotta
that
say. It don't gotta be something that, you know.
every movement is
I be seeing a lot of
block.
people, they write stuff on YouTube, and people say stuff when they're not in front of me. I'm giving you an opportunity to address me right here. You know, a lot of times I'm at the King of the Courts and I'm at different handball tournaments and people come up to me, give me a pound and smile on my face. And, you know, when I get home, I see all these comments and stuff, and no one, they be the same people. They be, you know, have a difference of opinion. Yeah, hey, say something to me. We could talk. You don't gotta always be on some crazy sideways stuff.
I like that. Hey,
So,
y'all, right off the bat, y'all, I like the openness to conversation. He's basically saying, listen, you could address me in person. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it 100. I stand on the things I say and I do. Call me out on it. And y'all, we're all about. Damn, I keep pressing space bars. Y'all, I'm all about
yeah, Josh, I like
transparency
to see, yeah, say
and
something, Josh. Ask me a question.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, anybody that knows me, I got thick skin. I'm not always the way I ref.
Clear
I'm not
communication.
like that outside of the handball court. You know what I'm saying? You can crack your jokes. You can say what you gotta say. Just, you know, if you cut me too deep, I'm gonna say something to you when I see you. You know, we just handle it how we handle it. And just so I'm clear, that doesn't necessarily mean that we gotta, you know, be fighting and all that. I'm not about that. You know, I just really do strongly believe in holding people accountable for the things that they say and do. And I pride myself in being held accountable as well. You know, so if I say or do anything, believe me, I plan on standing behind it. So
Accountability is important, y'all.
let's just get this party started right.
Accountability is important. Just saw the Dan PG versus
I
Chris
guess I'll just
show.
get started. I don't see anybody asking any questions.
They
you
had
know.
a small back and forth
I've been
and were
seeing a lot
issued
of controversy
warnings.
behind the
Oh,
disqualifications
interesting. I
and
haven't
stuff
seen
like
that
that.
yet. Wait, what did
I don't see
Larry say?
anybody asking any questions. You know, I've been seeing a lot of controversy behind the disqualifications and stuff like that. In the handball world, what I see going on is a few players out there
All right,
that I
let's
see.
get into it.
First of
Let's
all,
get into it.
I want to start off by,
Y'all, I didn't watch this yet, but I fast forwarded at a point and he was spitting. I'm not even gonna lie, he was spitting. So let's
I'm just saying this.
let's keep watching.
I'm sorry we have to have this discussion. I don't know what y'all call it these days, giving them the flowers or whatever it is. Huge shout out to Dabo. I'm a fan of Dabo.
Shout out Tavo.
I'm very happy to see him win the King of the Courts. He is an amazing player and he's an amazing person off the handball court. You know, and I admire
Shout out to Tavo.
him and I respect him. You know, unfortunately I can't say that about everybody. But it really makes me feel good to see somebody who really truly deserves to win the King of the Courts, Davo has definitely been putting in his work. He's earned his stripes for years. I've known him for a very long time. And I'm really, really happy to see him win this tournament. And I'm sorry we have to have this conversation. We should be talking about, you know, Davo. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be over here talking about Davo because he's amazing and I believe that he deserves to have his recognition. But unfortunately I just think it's necessary that I address the way the tournament went because I don't want what happened this weekend to overshadow, you know, his victory. Because everybody's attention should really be talking about Dabo because he's a monster.
That's a good point, y'all. That is a good point, y'all. We got this dude who's been putting in pain year after year after year after year after year. He got super close last year. You know what I'm saying? Things didn't go the way they could have. This year, You know what I'm saying? All his hard work came to fruition.
Um,
Shout out Tavo.
with that being said,
Hard working
I'm
dude,
getting through
man.
the comments.
Hard working dude.
I mean, I appreciate the love always. I want everybody to know that I really do appreciate the love. I never take it for granted.
Tavo W. Absolutely, Brian. Absolutely. W Tavo. W Tavo. You know, before this event here, you know, I've been hearing he was the best player, you know what I'm saying? And I kinda I'm seeing it now. Now I'm really seeing it. Now, once I see him start winning more doubles too, doubles and singles, and that's the thing. Sup Amir, what's good, Fabian? Welcome to the stream. Once I see Tavo start like really cooking with the doubles and start going back to back,
I'm gonna do what I know is right, no matter what,
that's
despite the
gonna be
type of
that's gonna be
backlash
fun
I
to
get.
watch.
But I would really like to see the people that had the naysayers on here. Honestly, anybody that has something to say, Tembo, little Carlos. I normally don't name names, but anybody that got an opinion about what they want to say, come on here, say something. Because y'all definitely don't say it to my face in a regular civilized way. We don't got to be yelling and arguing and screaming in each other's face. You could talk to me later on. Just in case everybody doesn't know, I'm gonna just try to clear the air because I know a lot of people are going by what they saw online. Um, you can't really get what was going on if you wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Before the tournament started, everybody doesn't notice because everybody wasn't a part of it, and it wasn't necessary for everybody to notice because if it was, then he would have done it publicly. But before the tournament started, the White pulled all the referees to the side and basically said there's not going to be the normal procedure that handball has set in place for people's behavior. He said there's only going to be 2 warnings. There's going to be the first warning is if you curse, if you have any unsportsmanlike conduct, that's going to be a warning. The second warning is you're risking disqualification. It's very simple.
Wow. So it was essentially just one warning then. One warning and then you could be out. And little Carlos told me that same thing.
Simple.
Love the stream, Amir. Thank you, Zen. I appreciate you being
He
here.
said there was a couple of things that you would be automatically disqualified
Appreciate
for.
y'all boys, man. Hey, if y'all enjoying the stream, make sure y'all hit that like button either on your way in or on your way out. We stream handball every single day, and today is day 27. Reacting to Larry's kind of questionnaire, Q&A sort of discussion about King of the Courts 2024. You know, it was a controversial, some controversial disqualifications happened, and he's here to address the naysayers and the people who kind of had any issues or just have any questions. He's doing it in a very open and transparent way on a live stream on Facebook. He did this 3 hours ago.
You're a player, you will be automatically disqualified.
Y'all, so right here he's telling us what the host Dwight informed him and the other refs before the event. Now I'm waiting to hear that the players were notified of this. I'm waiting to, because that's important too, right? Not only are the refs involved, I could understand if the crowd wasn't informed, but I feel like even the crowd should be brought in on that. But at the very least, obviously the refs need to know that, and I think it's obvious. It goes without saying the players need to know that too. So
things of that nature. I don't remember every single thing, but it was stuff that I already knew. It was just basically making me have to be really strict.
Thank you, Zen.
People
Appreciate y'all.
Actions, which is basically what this whole thing is about. Because I did not disqualify
Appreciate y'all being
anybody.
Here.
Making me have to be really strict and hold people accountable for their actions, which is basically what this whole thing is about. Because I did not disqualify anybody for no reason. I didn't come to the park, to the King of the Courts, just like, yo, let me see who I'm gonna just throw out for no reason. That's not what I'm about. I really.
That's a fact, y'all. That's a fact. None of the DQs were none of them were for no reason. There was build up, and all of them had build up to them.
Really love this sport. Anybody who knows me knows that I really love this sport. Like, I love it.
Y'all, real talk, y'all. Larry, you could tell, y'all. You could literally tell the way he refs, guys. People who ref and really try hard when they ref, that's how you know who really loves handball. The refs who are just like, whatever. Like, Larry's like by the, you know what I'm saying? He's very he's very particular with the reffing. That's how you know. That's how you know he really cares. And I've said this before. He's one of the people that inspired me to start reffing.
And I'm a real.
I just like his style and I like his attention. You know, does he make mistakes? You know, were mistakes made? Yes, yes. We're human, guys. You know what I'm saying? We are human.
Huge fan of greatness.
But yeah, I'm inspired by his
You
reffing
know, so
style.
I really do feel like it's an honor and a privilege to be able to play the part that I do. You know, I try to keep the integrity of each and every game that I ref intact. With that being said, I don't always do a perfect job. You know, I don't think I ever do a perfect job. I always feel like I could be better.
Hope this is helpful towards the future of handball for the youth. Is what
I watch
lots
videos
of
all
people
the time.
say.
I'm like, I missed a call here, I missed a call
For sure.
there. But I try to be better every time I come to the table to ref a game. Back to what Dwight said.
Yeah, handball is gonna be great for the youth. I mean, it already is, and he's getting better.
Dwight said you'll be disqualified for threatening a player, threatening a referee.
All right.
No cursing.
A couple things you could get disqualified for, or
There
that
were
first
other
warning.
minor stipulations that he made that weren't related to conduct. But
Probably like
anybody
throwing your
who's been in a
goggles and
tournament
stuff.
or had me work with them in a tournament knows that I'm normally in charge of rules and conduct. So it's basically the same thing here, but like unofficially, because Dwight was sitting in the back of every game that I ref, so I didn't have to be because he's right there. Anybody that asked me a question, I said Dwight's right there. You can just talk to Dwight.
Yo, I did hear, and I just heard this today. I was watching the Timbo Geo game again. I did hear Larry tell Timbo to refer to Dwight on something.
But when things got a little bit out of hand, I had to go back on that and tell Dwight to actually let me take care of it.
But the thing is, I feel like Dwight's not a very confrontational guy. So it's like, you can't halfway want to be in charge. You know what I'm saying? I think it is best to just let Larry handle it.
Because
Dwight don't speak much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He don't really speak much.
You know what I'm saying? So, after having a meeting with us, Dwight talked to the community, talked to the people that were in the tournament, which he does every single year. He let everybody know, this is going to be on a huge platform. Like, everybody, please behave accordingly. And the tournament went on. Let me see some of these comments.
More like too quiet, right? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. It's not very
I
loud.
haven't been reading the comments, but I'm trying to touch on that stuff. I see you, Justin.
Little John broke point deduction wasn't the rule.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
And yeah, Larry just said something interesting. He said the King of the Courts event is gonna be on a big platform. I wonder what he's referring to.
No, there were no point deductions.
But how he just dismissed your question when you asked. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I asked Dwight. I was like, "Hey, Dwight, what do you think about I was like, what do you think about people who say the reffing was too stern?" And he was like, I don't really think about it. So I was like, justified? Like, was it, the DQs were justified? He just kind of brushed me off. But yeah, he brushed me off another time too when I asked him like, what's the prize pot? And I was like, somebody told me 8K yesterday, and then today someone told me 2K. This is neither here nor there. Just so he was like, oh, so you listening to them? I was like, nah, I want to, that's why I said let me come to the source. And he was just like, I don't know, he just like laughed and walked away. I was just like, where can I get information? What is going on here? It looks like he's justifying himself.
Deductions. I'm glad you asked.
Well, let's hear it. We're listening to it now, MG. This is live in effect.
That question.
Wait, how much was the prize pot? I still don't know. I still don't know.
He made it clear there won't be any point deductions.
Dwight didn't tell me.
I'm not sure if he said that to the players, but he let me know, and the rest of the refs know there won't be any point deductions, which is a very, very important part of the way the tournament was going to be ran.
Was Dwight the one you said who walked away? Yeah. He walked away when I asked about the prize spot. Okay, cool, live. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being here.
I really do believe, honestly, that if you come to the tournament, you act like a gentleman, that shouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Y'all, so I didn't see this yet. I'm watching this live with you guys. This is a live stream Larry did 3 hours ago, just addressing the naysayers or any questions or comments that come up. Basically just getting on a public platform live, you know what I'm saying, transparency and accountability, and that's what we're about too. So I could respect him getting on here first of all.
Yes, but I understand the Western community wasn't aware of that, but that is one of the things that he said. There won't be any point deductions. It was exactly how I said it was going to be.
All right, so
You get a warning, and then you risk being disqualified. The next warning is you being
so
disqualified.
Dwight made it clear that there's no point deductions.
So that's where we went from.
Justin says, talk about what Saha and Dwight set as rules for this year King of the Court and how you follow those instructions.
I like that. That's a good question.
I just not did that. I got my wife. She's reading the comments because this is my first time doing it.
Yeah, but it was wrong to DQ Timbo.
She's reading
well, let's hear what he says about it.
I have already touched on. With the disqualification, Dwight was sitting behind the court of every single game that I refed. So not only am I there already trying to do what I do, bringing what I do to the table, I got Dwight basically looking over me, not necessarily micromanaging me, but his presence is just keeping me in check. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I am doing what he has me there to do. So I'm not sure if the community knows this, but I especially ref the games of the people who are notoriously known for being hard to ref.
Yo, this is why I love Larry's reffing. Because he's not afraid to ref, and I got that from him. He's not afraid to ref hard games. You know what I mean? Quote unquote hard games. Because he could just tell you to your face. He could tell anyone to their face, guys, ball is in. I'm about to call score. You know what I'm saying? He could tell any player to their face, block ball. No, block ball. No, but it was a block ball. Ball is in. You know what I'm saying? And that's what more refs need. More refs need to be cracking down on the delay of game, which Dwight does very well. I mean, I said Dwight. Larry does that very well.
Every time I go to a tournament, I'm basically there for those players. And
he said, I don't know if Dwight is off there.
You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I love doing what I do, but it sucks that I have to be there for those particular players. Going into the game that everybody has been so, talking about, the first disqualification, I went a step further in every game that I thought might be a problem, and I said to every player exactly what Dwight said. Just in case there was a gray area or any, misunderstandings or someone wasn't aware of anything, I let them know.
Appreciate y'all being here on day 27.
This is his tournament, and these are whatever rules that might vary from what you're used to. I let them know, you only get 2 chances. They knew. Everybody knew.
All right. So this is that's what I was waiting to hear. So the players were informed they only get 2 chances. All right.
Me mentioning it to him was at least the second or third time. Babe, I can't answer. So they had extra.
Hey, W wife, by the way, he got his wife reading the comments for him.
Because I'm being like overly.
Pleasure to be here.
To appreciate you. So
appreciate
much,
you.
Like,
Appreciate you.
Just
Larry
just
is
chill.
good, but
like,
Gio,
I feel like
Gio
they
was
should
the
know.
main issue.
Majority of the players, aside from
Larry understands
Tembo,
individual play styles.
Little Carlos, I known him for years. I played with them. I know Little Carlos since he was a little kid, since he couldn't even play handball.
Don King.
We grew up in the same neighborhood. He used to chill with my brother and all that. So
Yo, I don't know who Don King is.
I don't want
to
do that. I don't want to disqualify anybody.
What was Timbo's third infraction? I mean, it wasn't even 3 infractions. It was supposed to be 1 and done.
Because I just want to make sure you guys understand what happened from what you didn't get to know. I let them both know every step of the way. Throughout the game, when I see one of them about to lose their mind, I try to talk to him. Hey, bro, yo, you gotta chill. Like, yo, Larry, I don't want to hear nothing. This is what was said to me. I come up to you. I know.
Yo, that's what you don't want to say to a ref. I don't want to hear nothing.
The difference between talking publicly where everybody can hear you, and I know the difference between getting up close.
Wife also records games. So she's in it to win it. That's fire.
I go up to you.
I'm gonna lie, that's fire.
About to lose your mind, and I never would do anything for one player I wouldn't do for another.
Y'all, get you a woman that supports your dreams and passions.
I go up to you. I'm keeping that in mind. I'm like, yo.
What he said about DQing Los for talking to himself? Oh, he didn't start talking about Los yet. We literally just started.
Want me to say anything? Yo, Larry, I don't want to hear nothing. Don't say nothing to me. I'm like, okay. You got it. No problem. I won't say nothing else. Because the last thing I'm trying to do is add fuel to the situation. I understand you're tight. I don't want to do that. Walk away. Now, this puts me in a position to have to buckle down and do what I know I came there to do. Um, Later on in the game, now the opponent, they start getting riled up. I try to let them know, yo, just play your game, man.
Wait, what game is he talking about? The Los and Josh, or is he talking about the Timbo and Geo game right now?
Just
Did
play
I
your
miss
game.
it?
I'm saying this, yo, just play your game. Don't feed into the chaos. They're still trying to talk to me and do things that they're not allowed to do. There's no time or space for me to have a discussion or a conversation with any player when it's time for the opponent to serve.
Yeah,
So
right.
I have to
right.
let you
Good
know,
point.
I can't talk to you about that right now. I'm here to officiate. I'm not here to have a discussion with you. I'm not here to teach you how to play the game in between volleys. I can't discuss why I may have made a call. You know, I have to keep the game going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because my main focus is keeping the integrity of the game intact.
And this is how players delay game, y'all. You know, but why this, that, why that, why, you know, why not this, why this, and they just stalling, y'all, and they just stalling. Meanwhile, the opponent's up to serve, they're getting cold, while the ref is like chopping it up, dang near with the player, trying to explain every fine detail, and is back and forth, back and forth. Don King is one of the most controversial boxing promoters ever.
That's taking place.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
little
that
by
too.
little,
Los got DQ'd.
things
Had
got
no
a little bit more
idea.
chaotic.
Larry, a player,
When
he
people
should
don't
know
get
when
their way, they start
somebody's
talking
hot
a lot more reckless.
to not tell
And
another. I mean, the thing is, BBG, you can't have Larry not telling the player anything when he's the head ref. You know what I'm saying? That's the only person who kind of can tell a player anything. And yeah, you will hope he's kind of sensitive to the player's temperaments, and maybe just keep it official. Like for me, if I see a player's hot on the court, I'm not I'm keeping it official. You know what I mean? I'm calling blocks, I'm calling outs, I'm calling side outs, I'm calling points. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to get too chatty with a player who's visibly hot on the court. Yeah, Larry sure does try to diffuse mad situations. Indeed, for the continuation of the game, I'll give him that. He's a great negotiator.
it was happening. It kept on escalating, to the point where I had to give one player a warning. Me giving them a warning escalated the situation, and the warning was because of them talking the way they were talking. Later on in the game, I had to give the second player a warning. His warning was because he was antagonizing the other player. Then we get to the point where everybody got warnings.
I think he's talking about the Gio and Timbo, because this is the timeline, kind of what happened.
Everybody got a warning now. None of what's been going on is going to be tolerated anymore. The next warning is going to be a disqualification.
So what happened? The first warning was, I think it was Gio. He got hit in the head. Timbo kind of smacked him. Crazy shot attempt, by the way. The ball is coming like right behind Gio's head. Timbo just, it's not funny, but Timbo just goes for the shot and smacks Gio right in the head. Larry calls it a block, and Gio kind of just gets super heated. Not super heated, but I mean, yeah, he gets pretty mad. Like, hey, how's that a block ball? He got to be out for that. Like, that got to be a point or whatchamacallit? That got to be a point or a down or whatever. Like, it can't just be a block. It can't just be a do-over. And basically, Gio got the warning. And then, so the next warning was for Timbo. Basically, what had happened? Yeah, I guess they just started trash talking. They started trash
Even
talking
from that
each other.
point on, I still tolerated way more than I should have, especially according to what Dwight wanted me to do.
And then after that, we still had kind of flare-ups. We still had flare-ups that, were vocal, that, that were loud at points, that were naggy at points. And I thought that was fairly risky, personally.
Dwight, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that Dwight definitely stated he didn't want the players talking to each other. That was a huge thing.
He was trying to
help. In my mind, when he said that, I'm like,
but they didn't
well,
want
what if
to
I
help?
want to say nice shot? You know what I'm saying?
About the low
But he said one of his rules was he don't want the opponents talking to each other. Okay, so now
Y'all, what y'all think about that rule, by the way? Players can't talk to each other. Is that like, is that period? I'm assuming that's like period. Players can't talk to each other at all. Like they can't even say good shot to one another. There has been way more serious altercations at King of the Courts. None of these DQs were given. It was wrong to do that to these top players. No violence was going on. Team Geo and Timbo. Yeah, violence is just that's just way too much. It never has to get there. Should have been warned both before it started. That's what. Yeah, I mean apparently they were all briefed. Larry said he briefed all players on the nature of the kind of new nature of this event. No point deductions. You know, one warning. The next one you could be out. It's like you attempt to when you gotta shoot ball close up body. They're inviting in verbal arguments. Eh, I don't think playing the ball by your body invites arguments. That's how we play in New York. So everyone's used to using your body, kind of trying to accurately hit a ball right beside your body. Everyone does that, and we respect the coordination and accuracy it takes to hit a ball right by your body and not have to move after that. I think a lot of players respect that. I've seen the stream and it seemed like Gio was going off on Timbo, but I ain't picking sides. Yeah, Gio was definitely getting Gio definitely got very vocal. The reason why they can't speak to each other is to avoid confrontation. I could see that.
That makes it even more
That makes
like
sense.
intense because you can't talk to each other at all, but they're still talking to each other, and I'm still trying to remind them, yo, just play the game. Now I'm getting, yo, bro, don't say nothing to me, don't do this, don't. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, so I
Y'all, the thing that was going on that was just kind of like it's like Larry was telling, Larry would tell one of them, "Hey, stop talking to him," and then he would be like, "Who, all right, for an example, Larry would say, "Hey, Gio, stop talking to Timbo," and then Gio would be like, "Oh, but he said something to me first, but he said something to me first," and so it's like
try to
it's neither here nor there.
really separate myself from knowing these guys off the court because I know them both since they was kids, and now I'm just straight up. I gotta be straight up the referee, So again, at least 2 or 3 more times they talking to each other. They talking to each other. They talking to each other, and it got to the point where they were basically yelling and screaming at each other, and I had reached the point where I was like, yo, this is they should be disqualified, And I said to Dwight, I think everybody thought that I was joking. You know what? I'd like to disqualify both of them. Because they've broken every rule, and I've gone above and beyond to try to work with them. And for a certain part of the game, they seem to have calmed down. They seem to have calmed down, but
It kind of flared back up again.
again, once things didn't go their way, they started to beef with each other again. I think it was when Tembo got down and Gio got up. And they yelled
Yo, when things started going Gio's way, he flared up.
and screaming in front of everybody.
But that
So it's like, what?
but right before that, he hit a good shot that the lineman called out, but Gio had no more appeals because he had been just appealing everything.
What am I supposed to do?
So it was just bad timing all around.
I really honestly believe in my heart that both players thought I was going to disqualify the other one. But honestly, that either one of them did not deserve to be in the tournament anymore. We're broadcasting this tournament on YouTube in front of the world. I love this game. I'm happy to be a part of pushing it to a good spot. And both of these players' behaviors is putting me in a position where we can't do that. So I felt like the best thing
Wait, was the big platform there talking about 10's finest?
to do was to
I think he was talking about TV or something.
disqualify both of them. And that's where it came from. Despite anybody's comments and what anybody may believe, I had nothing against either one of these players.
That is the biggest handball platform though.
No, I don't have nothing against them. I have nothing against either one of them. I know they both have people that follow them and people that want to see them win. Guess what, guys?
Definitely.
I want to see them win too. I really do. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I want to see them win. I don't have anything against them. But guess what? I also want to see the game go in a certain direction, and this behavior is preventing that. You know what I'm saying? I can't allow you as the referee. My responsibility is to keep the game intact. I can't allow you to act like that in front of the world. You know what I'm saying? I would be disrespecting myself. I'll be disrespecting the game. I just can't do that. So
You're
you just
yo, what's good,
that's what led to
Kenny?
the disqualification. And pretty much the next day was the same thing. It was it, what's the question?
Justin Rose, do you regret?
Y'all, so basically, Larry's saying he got put in a tough situation. You know, nothing personal against either player, Gio or Timbo. Nothing against them. Um, it's just that he was put in a tough spot by their behavior. He's basically saying that they broke the rules on and more than the amount of times they were allotted. They already had warnings. There was a point I was there, y'all. There was a point where Larry said, "Hey, y'all both got your technicals. Anything after this, you're at risk of disqualification." Nah, I think he just said anything after this is gonna be a disqualification. And then I think he let a couple more. I think he let a couple more flare up slide. Um, before he finally kind of put his foot down and dropped the hammer on him. What was I gonna say? Um, so yeah, you know, he's saying it's nothing personal. It's just that as a ref and being somebody who's passionate about the game and wanting to see handball, you know what I'm saying, progress and kind of have a better image. He was kind of put in a tough position.
At the decision that you made this weekend? If not, talk about why you feel this will grow the sport.
I don't
That's
regret my decision.
perfect. That's a great
Um,
question.
Honestly, what
Perfect
was it? 2 days
segue.
ago? Day before yesterday? Yesterday? It was yesterday, right? Today's Monday.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped thinking about it. I would be lying to y'all if I said I don't think about it. I don't like. I'd be like, I don't care if they win or lose, but I do think about it. I think about the part that I play in every game that I ref. I don't want anybody to not be able to do what they came here to do because of me. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I've competed at the highest level, and I hated it whenever I lost a game and I was focusing on something else aside from what I came here to do. You know, but if I look back and think about the part and the decision I had to, play, the decision I had to make, I wouldn't change anything. I kept it fair. I slept fine last night. I kept it fair. I kept it 100% straight up. If anything, I feel like I wasn't tough enough. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, yeah, this will grow the sport. This is gonna grow the sport. At the end of the day, anybody that feels like they are bigger than handball or somebody owes them something, we don't need you. We don't need you. And I'm not naming no names, but we don't need you. We don't need that. That's a cancer to the sport. Anybody that's on here, I expect everybody that's on this live right now to be they must love handball because you wouldn't be on here otherwise. I love handball. I really, really do. I love it. And I want to see it go to places like it should be with. I hate to say pickleball, but it should be doing what pickleball is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because pickleball just came out of nowhere and they already almost commercial. You know, we
Nah,
should be on
hey,
TV. We should
nah, yeah, pickleball did just catch wildfire, spread like
be doing all
wildfire,
that, but we can't do it because we got people that's out there not acting right. You know what I'm saying?
and they are a lot more cordial and a lot more like sportsmanlike.
And nobody says nothing about it.
Just from pickup games, I played pickup games like in indoor
And if
gyms.
anybody says something about it, nobody does anything about it.
Very, very kind of inviting and open. Um, what am I saying? Yeah, it's just like an open vibe.
So at the end of the day,
Very inclusive.
I'm letting y'all know I'm with it. I'm with all that. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do what's right, no matter what. And let me tell you, this it's not easy, but I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you have an event, if it's a handball tournament, and I see you doing what's good for the sport, hit me up, inbox me. I'll try to make myself available because I want to be a part of anything that's doing something good for handball. I love being around people like Ten's finest, Justin, Adam. The whole committee. Any one of those guys that's doing something like sacrificing their time and their money to put into the sport, I want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's put me in a position
Hey, Larry, come on the stream, man.
to disqualify them, yo, you don't say nothing to me. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to have nothing to do with what you got going on because you're going against what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in line and act right, man. I know you love the sport. There's no way you don't love the sport. Like just act right. I don't get it. I just really don't understand. So what's the next question?
Hold on.
have a lot of people saying I seen some comments about I must have something personal against certain people. Um,
I've
they
heard
see a
that before
pattern and
too.
all that. I know a lot of you guys out there that's talking reckless and saying stuff you really don't know me, and that's cool. You're entitled to your opinion. I respect you, and I respect that. I want you to be able to say whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, the fact is that you really don't know me. If you did know me, you would know that those things are not true. I don't have no grudge against anybody. I let each one of these players know if you don't want me to ref your game, just come to me and tell me before the game starts, Larry, I really don't feel comfortable with you refing my game. If you don't want me to ref your game, I won't ref your game. I'll go to the organizer and let them know I can't ref this game. That's it.
One of them was, do you still plan on roughing? It seems like a lot of stress to bring home.
Y'all, I see a lot of y'all typing in the chat, and I wanna respond, but I also just wanna like get through the I wanna get through the vid, but I don't wanna ignore y'all at the same time. So I'm gonna just quickly try to skim every now and then. I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring y'all. I see it. I just wanna, you know what I'm saying? I wanna get Larry's point of view on this. Timbo don't act. Timbo don't act out against calls. It's type sad. Larry got to do this. Amir, instead of shooting close to the body, go for corners and sidelines all the time. Okay. Zen doesn't like shots by the body. Yeah, corners and sidelines are good too. Larry helps guys like David. Hits to the back of the head are dangerous. Yeah, that was a bad that was a bad follow through. Big ups Larry. Facts. Big ups Larry. Not only just for the years and years of dedicating his time, energy and patience to handball. Also shout out for him getting on here and just giving people a open platform to address him directly. You know what I'm saying? I definitely wanted to hear from him. I don't have his contact. I got him on Facebook, so that's kind of the only way I could reach out. But I don't see him in the day to day. So I was curious about his side. I was gonna message him and try and get him on the like get him for an interview. And yeah, we'll probably still hit him up to come on the live. Almost commercial. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. You talk about pickleball, right? Did he say not acting white or right? He said right. Crazy. They need to take handball need to get that money. It will. Amir, you ain't the committee. Y'all, I don't even know anything about the committee. Do a live stream with Larry and Gio, and then Larry and Timbo. Oh, interesting. Definitely got to get Gio and Timbo in here as well. Larry, a OA player, he knows these guys. Tolerates a lot. Seriously, don't blame him. Oh, Gio's in the chat. Shout out to Gio, man. I was not no issues the whole game. So whoever said that, please get your facts right. All right, shout out to Gio, man. We got Gio in the chat. Y'all feel free to ask Gio any questions you got. I don't see Timbo here, but Gio is right there. Shout out to Gio.
I plan on refing until the day I die. Just for anybody that wants to know, I will ref as long as I could possibly ref.
Y'all, I had a feeling Larry was gonna say that. Like the way he refs games, yo. If you just watch him, like y'all, anybody who says like he's a bad ref or like you just haven't seen enough games of him reffing. Like you just literally have not seen enough games of him reffing. I knew he was gonna say he'll never stop reffing.
Because I feel like it's necessary. The thing that made me ever want to start reffing is because I seen games go a certain type of way because there was just horrible officiating. You know what I'm saying? This is very, very necessary. It's necessary in every single sport. It's just necessary. If you don't, then you're going to have the players dictating the outcome of the game. You're going to have people intimidating other people. And I hate to see that because you have people that might be way more talented, better players than other people, but they could be scared and nervous, and that shouldn't play a part. I mean, you're going to have butterflies and be scared already. It's horrible to see somebody that can't perform because somebody is bullying them. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing an organized tournament and I'm the
He said,
referee,
"I can't
you don't
wait.
have to worry about that.
I can't
If
wait
I'm the
for a message
referee and
from
I
Larry
ask you to
Part
call a
3."
line, you don't have to worry about the players talking to you because I'm going to ask them not to do that. And if we can't get past that, then we have another conversation. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Gio, Larry allowed you to get hit on the back of the head. That's wild. Should have been a warning to Timbo for doing that. I honestly, I agree, John Nuno. That's warning. Yeah, that's warning material. Um, I don't think he did it on purpose. It's just like, it is just unsafe to go for that. At the same time, Gio didn't have to. Gio didn't have to argue over it to the point of getting a warning himself. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait for a message from Larry Part. Okay, I read that already. That's crazy. Larry is lucky the finals wasn't competitive. He didn't have to make controversial calls. Yeah, he kind of got a break on the finals from the noise. Please continue to compete. Larry took the players out the game. Should have never came to that. Not a huge fan of Timbo, but he didn't do anything to be DQ'd. Okay. Yeah, guys, and feel free to sound off in the comments, y'all. This is a safe, open, platform. I only ask that, we keep it positive and we stay away from, religion, politics, things like that. But other than that, guys, sound off. Sound off. Dang, till the day he dies. We need more professional refs. We really do, y'all. Like, imagine if we got a guy like Larry, and then we got like line refs with the same level of like kind of care and attention to the game.
Wally wrote, I have an honest question.
Like, I feel like just having one sharp ref is just not enough for some of these real controversial games. Like, imagine Larry could go to the sideline on some of these controversial calls and have another guy who, like, you know what I'm saying, who really cares about the game, not just somebody from the side that they just grabbed.
Question. Do you think a ref's emotions in a game influence their decision making? Thank you for the letter.
That's Wally. Yo, what up, Wally? First of all, hope everything is well. The emotions definitely play a part. One of the things that I try to do, and let me just, before I say what I'm about to say, let y'all know I'm not perfect. I never claim to be perfect. I'm a human being. I make mistakes all the time. I try to be better every time I come to the table. I don't think enough people understand that. I'm a human being. I never say that I can't make a mistake. If I make a mistake, I let the players know if there's really some type of a beef, if they really feel like they're right. Look at the video, because now we have a video with the lives and everything. Look at the video, tag me on it. If I can see that I was wrong, I will apologize for it. I take a lot of pride in that. If I'm wrong, I will look you in the eye as a man and tell you I'm wrong and I apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? Emotions are definitely involved. I try my.
Yo, I like that he kept it a stack and said, yeah, emotions were involved, and because that's one of the things that I did notice, and that I kind of thought that some of the interactions were emotionally charged. You could just kind of tell from the tonality and things like that. Larry ref from his bed at home for 2057 KOTC. Larry reffing from his bed the 2057 KOTC finals. Crazy. Yo, in 2057, the technology is going to be crazy. Yeah, you definitely not going to have to be places in person. Larry only started reffing because he couldn't play while he fronting. Gio, you an inspiration. Larry is right. These players need to act right. Right. It takes a village to kind of take this game to where it gotta be, y'all. We need the refs to do right by the players. We need the players to do right by the refs.
My best to set my emotions to the side, and it's something I'm still struggling with every single day, because I know a lot of these players since they was little. Emotions are definitely involved. I try my best to set my emotions to the side, and it's something I'm still struggling with every single day, because I know a lot of these players since they was little kids. Like, for real, like over 20 years, a lot of them, majority of the community, I know them since they was little kids. Since I was playing. I don't play as much. I don't really play at all anymore. So yeah, when you mention emotions, it's difficult sometimes for me to be like, you know what, nah. But I still say nah. I still give them the bad news. And I think that's what makes me different, because despite the fact that I don't want to give you the bad call, I'm going to give you the bad call. I can't that's me being 100% straight up with y'all. I have disqualified my own brother. In fact, it's difficult sometimes for me to be like, you know what, nah. but I still say nah. I still give them the bad news. And I think that's what makes me different. Because despite the fact that I don't want to give you the bad call, I'm gonna give you the bad call. You know, I can't possibly. That's me being 100% straight up with y'all. I have disqualified my own brothers, my baby brothers. I changed their diapers. I disqualified them from tournaments. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about, you
Dang.
know, I had to say something to somebody that asked me a similar question yesterday. And they're like, yeah, Larry, your emotions, you're angry, this and that. It's like it doesn't matter, despite what people may think. It doesn't matter how it makes me feel. I know what's right and what's wrong, and even though it makes me upset, I still will say what needs to be said. I'm still gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call it how I see it, and I'm gonna go by the rules according to the way I interpret them through my experience.
Yo, imagine reffing people that you know what I'm saying, you've played with for 20 years. You know all their mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you know they're a cheater. Maybe you know they call shots out when they were in and in where they were out, and you gotta ref them and you gotta act like you don't know they're a cheater. You know what I'm saying? Not like just an example, just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? You play with these people for years, you ref their game for years, and you gotta kind of just give them the same treatment as every. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of pretend like and be unbiased. That's it's not easy. It's not easy. A ref's job is not easy. What's the chat saying? Amir, stop eating, bro. That's not professional. Why you put me on blast like that? I thought we were vibing, bro. Each player still only get one video replay. Dwight is right about the call. No player should talk to each other. They use it in a sarcastic manner, but I don't agree with the way he gives out the A cards. You guys are the faces of handball. Gotta stay on game, especially in these tournaments. Sometimes it just takes a lot to just stay grounded, find your USA, and just silence the noise. Just play your game, focus on the win. Facts, man. Players gotta lock in. Players gotta lock in. We in 2024, players. I mean, we should be using replays to make sure every call is right, bruh. If that's not like if that's not one of the most common sense, that might be the smartest comment in the chat today. In terms of just making, verifying calls. Money, that's what it probably comes down to. Folks should be paid. Staff that help organize the games on a spot, aka lady with the bullhorn, lady from tent that calls out players' names, all refs. Shout out to Buddy Grant Reffin. Facts. Shout out to Buddy Grant Reffin, and I agree. MG, definitely people should get compensated. I mean, that would make it nice for everyone involved. I wonder if that would make people care more. But also I think that gotta just come from deep down in. You know what I mean? How much you really care about the sport. Oh, ish. Now he's going to get slammed with videos. What's up, Nancy? He did ask for videos. If you seen him do anything wrong, y'all could call him out. Do you think video replays would be waste of time, or would it save time? I get hit in the back of the head and get a technical. Gio said, I get hit in the back of the head and got a technical for it. Why? Because I'm mad someone hit me. That would be anyone's reaction. Nah, yeah, you did, yeah. You got walloped. Multiple camera angles need to be in play. For sure. This Larry's second year in a row effing up. Okay. Y'all, passion. A lot of passionate people in the chat right now. He said this broadcasted. He tried as hard as possible to keep the game fair. Not an easy job. Also roasted his physical. Y'all crazy.
And sometimes it just comes down to my decision. It comes down to the way I see things. Now, when it comes to this, basically isn't even about the rules. This whole discussion isn't even about the rules. This whole discussion is basically about the conduct of three people that were disqualified. One of the biggest things that kind of rubs me the wrong way is that everybody's talking about me, No one's talking about the people being held accountable for the way they was acting. And that was what makes me really think about if everybody was able to see the video, because these guys were acting out of pocket. On the second day, that second day disqualification, I almost really got out of character. I don't know if a lot of people, if you don't know me, I'm just letting you know, I'm not. I change a lot because of my family. I love my family. I have a wife. I have 2 young kids. Like, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm from the streets. I got no problem with fighting. I got no problem with fighting. I don't care. I'm not saying I could beat everybody, but I got no problem with that. A lot of these guys, they put me in a position where I'll be having to talk to myself, Larry, if you do what you want to do, you're going to miss time with your family. You won't be able to see your kids, and you won't be able to be with your wife. And that will definitely affect my whole life. So I think about that. In the moment when I got guys yelling and screaming in my face and spitting in my face, I think about those things. You know what I'm saying? So it's really important to me that you guys know that when you in my face. And it's times, just so everybody knows, little Carlos, I had a conversation with him. This was the 3rd time he did this. I knew him since he was a little kid. I talked to him on some real G shit. I talked to him, I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, outside of handball, I'm a grown man. You're a grown man. I knew you since you was a little kid. You're a father. I love and respect you as a man. I will not stand for anything less than the respect that I give you. I looked him dead in his eyes and said this. I
Wait, what
love
he
and
said?
respect you as a man. I will not stand for anything less than the respect that I give you. I looked him dead in his eyes and said this. We was in GCP. I said it to him on the other side of the wall because he really disrespected me last time I ripped this game. And he really takes me to a place where I'm like, yo, I'm really ready to risk it all. But I'm like, I know I can't. But I felt like just on some real grown man stuff, I needed to give him this information and just let him know where I'm coming from. And even after I did that, he still put me in that position on Sunday. And all I was doing was holding him accountable for his actions and holding up the rules that we already had expressed to them that we was going to be playing by. He's yelling, screaming, and disrespecting me because I'm saying some stuff that he don't like. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if I'm just keeping it real with y'all, I was really close to losing my control, man. Seriously, I really was. But I just want y'all to know that because I think a lot of people out here that's on the live and that see me on this and all the comments on YouTube and stuff, y'all don't really know me. I try to change and be better and use myself as an example. If anything, if I don't ref ever again in my life, just for the next person that's going to be doing it, to bring the sport up. That's the reason why I do it. And plus, I got these kids that got to watch me and see a good example of what a real man is supposed to be. These are things that I'm thinking about all the time. And I understand that might be really deep and crazy according to what we're doing right now, but that's where I'm coming from. That's what I bring to the table every time I'm on one of these tournaments. I'm thinking about these things.
Yeah, not for nothing. Los is a guy who has a track record of kind of uh what can I even call it? Unsportsmanlike conduct. He's a guy who's known for it. Um, that game was rough. We watched it on stream last night. It was rough. It was rough, and it got to a point where Larry said, "Look, I don't want to hear neither of you guys talk to each other anymore." And just calling it how I see it, guys. Just calling it how I see it. There was a point where we see Josh kind of mouth some words, and Los just loses it, and he just really loses it. He takes it to Larry. Hey, he said something to me, and he tries he tries for like a good, I don't know. He tries for like a good minute to try and get Larry to penalize Josh for whatever he said. We can't hear it in the video. We just see him mouth something. After Larry had said, "Listen, if y'all, next time y'all talk to each other, you're out." But nobody heard it. Nobody heard Josh say anything. So it was just this tough situation where it's like, you trying to get your opponent disqualified, and you're getting loud and you're getting frustrated. It just didn't help. And then we have somebody from the side who's not even in the game. We had I think we had Carlos coming onto the court and saying something to Los. He blows up. I don't know, whatever Carlos said, we also can't hear it. Maybe giving him advice, maybe a word of encouragement. Los blows up, so that's another. Just, you know what I'm saying? He's loud, he's expressive, he's passionate, and And yeah, this is all after Larry kind of gave Josh and Los final warnings.
So it's hard for me to have somebody yelling and screaming and disrespecting me, knowing, all the things I got at stake. I don't want to risk any of those things. What's the next thing?
Um, Justin wrote, talk about the direction of the rules. A lot of people in the community disagree with organizations using USHA rules.
Kenny said he was tight, he was losing. He's talking about Los. Carlos is his name. Yeah. Would it cost a good money grip to have multiple camera angles and replays on the spot? Yeah, that would cost some bread. What about the guy that was saying N more than half the finals every time every time Tavo killed the ball? I mean, what about him? You can't really, that's somebody in the crowd. You can't really hear this nibba go. I think they should go to replays to save, why not save face and drama? Nah, yeah, the replays are going to change the game. I think if players were penalized more in the development stage before becoming an A, there would be less BS. So I mean, you kind of hitting the nail on the head there. That's the need for more kind of stringent reffing. What y'all talking about? I remember Los was teasing you, calling you a vlogger. Yeah, Los was calling me a vlogger in a tournament where I was beating one of his friends. I think me and Soup beat Mega Man and somebody else. Wait, did you say that Carlos came up to Los? Yeah, there was a point where Carlos kind of walks across the court. He kind of whispers something to Los, and Los just has a dang near a breakdown. He dang near has a breakdown. You know what I mean? Yo, don't talk to me. Like, don't talk to me. I'm not saying nothing. And at this point, Carlos had got his final warning, and he was being quiet. But that whatever Carlos said to him kind of made him blow up, and it looks bad. Even though he's not talking to his opponent or the ref, he's basically showing Larry, he's showing Dwight, like, yo, he's still at risk. Versus like, oh no, he quieted down, he listened. G said divas. Right, it's giving drama. It's definitely giving drama. Why not have some good women and men BC players be sideline judges backed up by cameras? So yeah, there are extra judges, refs we call them. There's a line ref on each line, and then sometimes there's a long line ref, sometimes there's a short line ref, and those are people who get consulted. They're usually B players or A players. Try to kind of avoid C players on the lines. Only the A's throw tantrums like that. Do you see B players acting like that? Honestly, not really. I haven't really seen any. Definitely not C players. No, have not seen any C's acting like that. Actually, Tavo doesn't tantrum, nor Carlene, or Stanley, or David. For sure. Nothing wrong with being a vlogger. Money to be made for real. Nah, yeah, definitely nothing wrong with being a vlogger. That's why I wasn't offended when he said that. But of course he's implying I'm a vlogger and I'm not a handball player. So
How do you feel about it?
Not true.
There was a time when I was playing and I was really starving to win.
I'm saying I won the game still.
Want to get better and beat.
Hold on, let me hear this question. What did he say?
Justin wrote, talk about the direction of the rules. A lot of people in the community.
Okay, the
disagree with
USHA thing.
organizations using USHA rules. How do you feel about it?
So basically they asking y'all, how does he feel about kind of USHA rules being kind of pushed on like big ball? USHA is an organization that kind of typically organizes small ball, and yeah, some of their rules kind of get into the big ball game that we play.
There was a time when I was playing and I was really starving to win. I just want to get better and be acknowledged as being really, really good. That I disagree with the USHA. There was a time. Now I completely disagree with anything I thought back then. The USHA has they have all the answers. They have all the questions answered in the rules. I've read the rules. I've paraphrased and rewritten the rules for different organizations over the years. And I really do understand them. And I have deep discussions with people older people than me. I have a lot of huge respect for anybody who's older than me. I like to have discussions with people who disagree with me. I want to hear your thoughts, and I'm always open minded enough to accept that I might be wrong or see somebody else's point of view. Um, and these discussions, time and time again, it comes back to me realizing the USHA, they got it right. You know what I'm saying? Um, they got it right. I think that they have the rules that the USHA has in place. I feel like it puts every referee and organizer in a position to have integrity in the game. The first page of the rule book, it says, it talks about integrity. It doesn't even talk about handball. It talks about integrity. When you come to play the game, you have to have integrity. I'm not sure if everybody knows that. I'm very aware of it, and I try to wear it as much on my sleeve as possible. I want everybody to know that I'm aware of, the opportunity, when knowing the difference between right and wrong, and choosing to do the right thing. I'm aware of that. I try to do it. I'm not perfect, but I try to do it as much as possible. You know, and the USHA in the first page of the book, that's what they talk about. And then it goes on to the rules and things like that. Um, I think that they got it right. I don't think that. I think that everybody in the handball community, every organization, whether they agree or disagree, they should have these discussions that I have with multiple circles of people and figure out a way for everybody to get on the same page as the USHA. I'm not saying everybody has to be part of the USHA. I'm not saying that everybody needs to join the USHA organization, even though I think it would definitely help grow the sport. But I think we should all agree to play by the rules that they have set in place. Now, if you throw a tournament that you want to deviate in some way from the USHA rules, guess what? It says it in the USHA rule book. That is perfectly fine. You should just stipulate whatever rules you're not going to be playing by in the USHA rule book. I think it would definitely bring us all together, and it would make it a lot easier for people like me to help the sport grow because we would all be on the same page. I wouldn't have so many people wondering what is Larry talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because we would all know.
Y'all, I'm reading right here on page 12 and 13. 13 rather. Um, we got flagrant, unsportsmanlike conduct, technicals, leaving the court. Oh no, that's for like forfeiture. Okay. I guess I got the abridged version of the rules because I didn't see the thing about sportsmanship.
Um, Nietzsche wrote, "Don't you think since one person can't see all players' movements, shouldn't all blocks be appealable? The appeals are limited. It's not like it will show the game down." I think that says slow the game
All right. So to answer Nietzsche's question
That's a good.
about the
That's a
appeals with
good
the
point.
block, this is always a controversial conversation because we're having a conversation based off of the point of view of the players calling a block. The rules were not ever written for the players to call their own calls. I'm not sure whatever sport there is out there where you see players making their calls. I just don't. Tennis, basketball, like I've never seen a sport, a professional sport that's played where the players are refereeing themselves. The referee in this game, the rules were written for the referee to officiate and make all of the calls. You have linesmen and those players, just like tennis, make all the calls. That's the way the game is designed to play. It's supposed to be played like that, according to the rules. Now, because of
Y'all, in this case, y'all, if we were to move in a direction where the ref makes all the calls, there gotta be a ref in the front who can also make calls. Like the short line ref, gotta also be able to call blocks.
listen, because of people like me, when I was younger, I definitely made a huge, thing to try to make it where we can call our own blocks. You know, there's been a what you call it, an amendment. I think it's an amendment. Was it an amendment? They made a change in the rules where for the big blue community, the players can call their own blocks. I think it was the worst idea ever.
I ref the short line for Carlene versus Jenny Q. That was my first time at a tournament. It was amazing to me. It was my pleasure. I did a good job. Nice. Good stuff, MG. Look, I do have tantrums. I just fight for what's right, and the calls be BS. That no one likes or no one wants to be cheated. Dan, they lost to a vlogger. That's any player. Right. Definitely. Nah, yeah, I see what you're saying, Gio. You definitely want to be played fairly. There was a game Tavo lost his cool. Everyone loses their cool at a point, I think. At some point in every player's career, they've lost their cool. I've lost my cool before. People can be passionate, but in handball, a lot of people saying if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. They lost the sportsmanship. How are you going to look up to an A player when they're trying to make their bad shots good against you, or trying to lean into you on all your shots? That's a good point. You're not gonna look up to them after that, and that's why when people, when fortunate to say, but when people say who's your favorite player, it's like I gotta look at them. I gotta look at these players from all sides of the coin. You know what I mean? It's different watching them on YouTube, and it's different when you meet them in person and you see some of the ways they play. I don't have tantrums, just don't like to be cheated. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. I'm not talking about any specific game here or player. I got you. I got you, alligators. Is UHA say rule where if you call hold it and it's not, it's a point? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Should be declared. But the refs, especially linesmen, got to be on point. For sure. It's not common. It's not common to the point Tavo's disrespecting everyone and nah. Nah. Tavo's not known for being disrespectful or unsportsmanlike. Refs calling everything is also exploitable.
Part of it. To keep the integrity intact, I think it's very important to have a referee that makes all the calls. And then once you have the referee that makes all the calls, you play the game. You don't argue and go back and forth with the referee. Having the players make their own calls opens up a space for some type of dialogue where the player wants to have all these conversations about whether they disagree or agree with whatever the referee said. If you have a referee that knows the rules, not only knows the rules, knows how to apply the rules according to their experience, then you wouldn't have to have those discussions. Because once I make my call is my call. There are certain calls that are subjective, and there's certain calls that aren't subjective. A block is a subjective call, and that's why it's reserved only for the referee, the head ref. That's why it's not appealable, because I know what I saw. Now, if I don't know what I saw, which is why I don't make my call too quickly, I might go and ask the referees that I have here supporting me, my linesmen, if they saw what I saw. But it's not an appealable call, and I try to make sure I don't make my call too quickly and utilize my linesmen to be as efficient and fair as possible. Sometimes I may not have the best view. You know what I'm saying? I could be blocked out. I may not have seen what this person is saying. But I'll go before I make my call too quickly and ask a ref if they saw what the person is saying happened.
Yo, this is kind of like a conflicting. I don't think I'm understanding Larry correctly, because at first he said he thinks it should be where the ref calls everything, right? It should get to a point where the ref calls everything. But then right here he's saying he's not hasty to confirm a player when they call the block because he wants to consult the line ref. So if you don't want to be too hasty and you want to consult your refs before you confirm or deny a player calling block, how's the ref gonna have total control to call the block? It's an in the moment thing.
Now, if I know what I saw, no, it's not an appealable call. And just to be fair, I'm not allowing them to appeal the call. I am doing as much as I can to be fair to the person making the call. Before I make my call, before I grant the block or deny the block, I'm going to the referees and asking them if they saw what you're saying happened. And then I'm making my decision based off of the information. I'm not allowing the appeal. There doesn't have to necessarily be an appeal for me to do that. You made your call. I may pause for a minute before I make a call that I might regret, and I go and I utilize my linesman.
Yo, by the way, y'all, after this live stream, we're gonna be uploading. Actually, y'all tell me, should I upload tonight or tomorrow? I got a video where I basically ask people at King of the Courts their thoughts on the disqualification. I interview Miggs, I interview Izzy from Impact Pro, Zariga. I got a word with Dwight. I got a word with David Velez, Carlos, Lou. Let me know if I should upload that tonight or tomorrow.
That's what I normally do. If I know what I saw, I use my experience based off of what I saw and make my call. And guess what? There are plenty of times that I could be 100% wrong. But that's the role that I have to play. That's the position that I'm in. And I'm willing to play that role. I got no problem with that. I do what I have to do to keep the integrity of the game intact.
There are times where a foul is not called a foul in NBA games, Not every game, every call gonna be perfect. It just depends how you handle it and how you prepare for the next volley. That's a fact. Wait, who said that? Who said that? Why does that sound so familiar, Kenny? Not every game and every call is gonna be perfect. Just depends on how you handle it and how you prepare for the next volley. Who was that said that? I feel like that was somebody I interviewed. My memory is, if I hit a setup, I should move slightly to make the ref call hinder when the opponent has a setup. So long as I don't move into the player, I get a reset. I was just giving him room. Wow, I didn't think about that, alligators. And that's why in USHA, when you play small ball or when you ref small ball, if the ref thinks the moving is a setup for the other player, they won't call it. And then that could get tricky because a player could say, "Hey, I wanted a block," or they could say, "Hey, you called block and I had a setup." So you got to know what players like which shots, and that's just from experience or if they tell you before the game. Players call their calls because the refs don't get paid or paid enough to do it the best of their ability. Lloyd, I wish that was the full truth, Lloyd. But I think more so the truth is that a lot of refs are just not. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? They just don't dot their I's and cross their T's. They don't know. They just don't know. All the details of the rules. And not every good player is a good ref. Also, I feel if there's a large injection of capital into the game, handball can maybe move along. For sure. But you got to put it in the right hands, though. The money has to be in the right hands. You can't just give it to anyone. Ref can't have total control of the block. I just remember how embarrassing John was, and still he's remembered for whining and complaining. Board won many times, calm, cool, collected. Yeah, I always respect the guys who go win and be calm, cool, collected. Pickleball got major supporters for sure. It's an urban sport. We're gonna be passionate, emotional, angry, happy, sad, dysfunctional, excited. There's plenty of different emotions that take place for sure. Sucks how all of it comes down to money at the end of the day. At least make the right calls. People gotta refs should do right by the players and vice versa. Refs need to be dedicated, but there's not many Larrys out there. Yeah, the refs gotta be teed up. There's no money in the international tournament, and look how the players act. Yeah, it's definitely like a conditioning thing, and it's just what standard do you hold people to, and what standard have you held people to traditionally? That's what's gonna hold up.
And I'm willing to admit at the end of the day if I made a mistake.
It's getting late.
And there's been plenty of times that I made mistakes. And every time that I have acknowledged that I made a mistake, I try to go to the person who may have suffered from my mistake and I apologize for it. At the end of the day, that's the only thing I could give you. That's the only thing I could give you is an apology. I'm a human being. I'm reffing and I'm letting you know where I'm coming from. So I mean, I hope I answered your question. Yeah, I'm sorry. I see. She says a lot of questions. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading the comments. My wife is reading the comments. And I'm trying to address them as efficiently as possible. I really hope this is helping out the community.
Definitely.
Will Hernandez, why was Timbo disqualified?
Definitely, y'all. I think this was definitely needed.
Will Hernandez.
Why was Timbo DQ'd when his opponent was one mouthing off? Video speaks for itself.
All right, who is this? Will Hernandez? I think he's from the. I want to. Can you? All right, no, I don't want to leave the page. How? My bad. I pressed the wrong button or something like that. I don't know who everybody is. Sometimes I don't know who you are when I see your Facebook page. But
Turbo, thanks for joining the
I
stream,
think that's
man.
Will from the Bronx.
Appreciate you being here.
But that's a fantastic question. I'm very, very, very happy that you asked that question because
I'm trying to sleep but want to finish the video.
In this game.
Appreciate you being here, Lloyd.
Just to start from the top.
Bro, I'm out. Take care. Keep up the good work. Yo, thanks for joining the stream, Fabian. Have a great night.
Almost every single time Gio and Gio and Timbo played against each other, and we were laughing about that before the game started. Because almost every time they played against each other, I was the ref. I was there, or I was somehow I was officiating the game. I know what's going on. I've known them both for years. There's a lot of stuff going on that you guys are not aware of. You know what I'm saying? What's happening is Gio's being
Nancy, that was way before my time, Nancy. I do not know who John McEnroe is, but he sounds like a small ball player.
Gio. He's yelling and screaming, and he's acting how he acts. You know what I'm saying? And he's being reprimanded for it.
Reminder that Larry gave Taiwan 2 free points in KOTC final against Tavo and all the BS calls against him. Yeah, that definitely, I definitely did not forget that, Knicks. That was unfortunate how that unfolded.
He's being held accountable for his actions. He got his warning, and
overall, it was great games. Look like you try your best. Black Spiders, appreciate your comment. Handball Entertainment, Gio is an amazing ref. Yeah, I like Gio's refing. Gio is a good ref. I remember Gio refing at Hoover. That was by far excellent refing, for sure. If y'all haven't seen my interview with Gio on his refing style, by the way, check that out on the channel. Less than a minute.
yelling. Timbo, when he's walking past Gio, he's
John McEnroe was and is an all-time tennis born NYC with tennis great. Oh, okay. Nah, that's a wild comment, Nancy.
saying stuff to him. I see him saying stuff. He's saying on the low. Nobody else can see it. Yo, you ain't shit. Yo, you suck. You can't
Larry crying that Gio playing with heart in the most important tournament in the city.
get that. Yo, all types of little comments to antagonize Gio. And the whole time I'm telling Timbo, yo, chill. Yo, bro, chill. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Don't do that. You know, I seen him do it one time. Gio flew off the handle. Gio already got his warning. He's about to get disqualified, and I see what's going on. So with me trying to be fair, I'm trying to be fair because now Gio already got his warning, and I see what Timbo's doing. I go to Dwight. I say, hey, Dwight, Timbo is doing X, Y, Z. I see him doing it. Dwight says, yeah, Larry, I see it. I say, you know what, Dwight? I'm going to give him a warning. Because at that point, Timbo didn't have a warning. He was, I had been telling him just to play the game. He didn't have a warning. I go and give Timbo his warning. He flies off the handle. Yo, what the yo, why I did it, And I'm like, you got a warning. That's it. Me giving you a warning does not mean that you get to act like that. These questions are coming from people who seem not to see those things. If I tell you something you don't want to hear, that doesn't mean you get to act like that. You don't get to act like that. And that's what this whole thing is about. You don't get to go crazy. I don't know what makes you think you get to act like that. I said something to you you didn't want to hear, and you started to go ballistic. So now, that's how the game got to where it was at. Because at first, Gio had a warning. He was on thin ice. But now because of Timbo playing the games that he wants to play, instead of just playing the game, trying to play the psychological game and thinking that he's on a low, he had to be held accountable for the position he put himself in. And now Timbo's talking and going crazy.
Gotta hold
So
these
that's how
players
he got his
accountable.
warning. So now they both got thin ice. They're on the same thin ice. And the game continues. Now we get late in the game. Nobody's really talking. Nobody's saying that anymore. But now it gets to a point, Gio hits a clutch shot. I don't remember exactly what the scenario was, but I think Gio got Timbo down. And now Gio's yelling and screaming at me because he's saying I'm not being fair. I'm allowing Gio to talk to him, and he should have been disqualified. And guess what? Gio responds to Timbo based off of what he's saying. And they're both talking to each other, yelling and screaming, and this is exactly what they're talking about. And that was where they both ended up getting disqualified because they had already both received a technical, and they couldn't do it. They were told what they couldn't do, and they both decided to do it. So I hope that answers your question because that's something that a lot of people don't know. Even the people that were there in the tournament didn't see that. They don't know that. And I'm not making this up. This is what was going on.
I mean, Larry kind of explained it, not in the exact timeline that it went down. So like basically Gio scored the point, and I guess Larry just didn't mention the part where Gio scored, and then right away he gets to saying, "Stop cheating me, guys! Stop cheating me!" Like he got this super crispy shot. He's feeling the momentum shift, and it's basically he's hyping himself up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stop cheating me. Like, I'm about to win this. Like, and the timing is so, it's just so unfortunate, the timing, because right before this, y'all, literally a volley or two before this, Gio hits a line ball that the ref calls out. The line ref calls out, and Gio has no appeals left to even appeal it, because he done cried wolf so much this game that he had no appeals for this good ball. Mind you guys, the camera replay caught it in like 10-15 seconds. Like, by the time they were like, all right, yeah, it was out, the camera done zoomed in, zoop 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 zoop, you know what I'm saying? It takes 2 seconds. Beep boop beep boop. Oh, yep, that was line ball, and they showed on camera and everything. And so just the timing was so bad that by the time Gio gets up to serve, he's thinking maybe these guys are, maybe somebody's trying to cheat him. And it was just an error. It was just an error. He hit a good shot. They saw it out somehow. I will hope the line ref wasn't cheating. I will hope. But yeah, Gio gets to saying, like, you know, I'm playing you fair, Timbo, and I'm playing Larry fair. Y'all not playing me fair. And then that's when Timbo is like, you know, I mean, well, first Gio made the comment, stop cheating me. Right away, Timbo's like, yo, Larry, you gonna let him keep talking to me like that? Like, stop letting him talk to me. And then Gio goes, listen, I'm talking to you because I'm playing you fair and I'm playing Larry fair. And it is all on video. It's just a whole unfortunate situation. But we're here to talk facts, y'all. We're here to talk. We're not here to talk who's right, who's wrong. We're here to look at the facts. We're here to look at the facts. What actually happened? That's my job, you know what I'm saying, is to give y'all the facts. Smurfito said the fact that Larry had to do a message from Larry video 2 years in a row shows a lot. Well, this wasn't technically called message from Larry. That's just what I named it, just for the video, just to get people interested. It's just called 2024 KOTC discussion. Where he did a live stream on Facebook. Gio is getting a warning for getting hit in the head is wild though. Well, it's wild when you word it that way, Hen. But what he really got a warning for was just the nagging, the you know, come on, like, call him out on that. Like, come on, call him out. Like, nah, how you get a hold it? Call him out. You know what I mean? It was that back and forth. Larry, no, it's just a block. It's just a block, Gio. Gio, nah, that can't be a block. Like, nah, he gotta be out for that. Larry, you know, Gio, it's just a block. Gio, it's just a block. Come on, play ball. Gio, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what the warning was for. Thank you. I could really ref really good without giving players warning or technicals and work with them, knowing how to de-escalate without getting mad. Gio, if you don't know how to de-escalate with all of the, like, battles and stuff you've been in, you better be a master, you know what I'm saying, negotiator. Gio, if Larry is telling the truth, Timbo's is really playing a head game on you. That was part of his plan, Timbo's, and it backfired on him because he too. Yeah, I mean, Nancy, all these players do mind games. All these players do mind games. A lot of them, at least. Not all, a lot of them. I was up to serve and was about to win when I was DQ'd. Yeah, it did kind of seem like maybe there might have been a momentum shift right there. You were definitely heating up, Gio. Gio was about to ref KOTC. Gio about to ref KOTC when he retires. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here on the live right now. We're up here, breaking night, chopping it up over handball. I appreciate y'all rocking with me on day 27 of streaming handball every single day. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit that like button. I feel like it was the last year for you, Gio. Yes, Amir, it was on the line. Ish was crazy. My name is spelled Ameer, by the way. And yeah, that was wild. That was wild. You know, and again, I always give refs benefits of the doubt unless they give me reason otherwise. I would hope they weren't trying to cheat. It's just unfortunate that happened that way. And again, that's, you know, the timing on that was just super tricky. Whoa, my light turned off. Gio asked for a timeout and got DQ'd because Timbo thought he was screaming at him. Nah, Gio was definitely yelling at he was yelling at everybody. It was 1920. It was 1920 or 1820? It was 1820. I don't remember because there was so much BS. I was gonna win 21-20. Guess we'll never know now. Yeah, unfortunately, we will never know now. Hold on, I want to put my light back on. Hold on, y'all. Yo, shout out to Larry for just getting on live stream and just keeping it a stack with everybody, giving people a chance to express their concerns, just making himself available. Larry ain't used the replay, crazy, because he was doing the thing for 10's finest for the score. Right, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what's the deal with not looking at the camera. I know there's like this old school element and there's this element of like keeping it like old school in some aspects. But like that's just a no-brainer. It's literally a no-brainer. If you got past Timbo, would have been you versus Tavo in the finals. Let's go. Gio joined the live. Get Gio on the live. Yeah, we definitely got to get Gio on the live. He is in the chat. He's been in the chat a few days now. We appreciate all of his insight. King of the Course means the world to me. You have no idea. Favorite tournaments you watch. You a two-time winner. Yeah, y'all. Gio has won King of the Course, by the way, multiple times. He had to defend himself twice on video for reffing. Like I said, speaks volumes whether it's positive or negative. It happened with Tavo now for Gio. IDK about the Los. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It definitely shows a level of accountability. You know what I mean? Just getting on camera and addressing your actions. Amir does mind games. What's up, David? Welcome to the stream, man. Long time no see. We got to get on the court when you heal up. Yeah, Amir, you should invite Gio for a conference call. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do like a conference call. I was thinking more so get him here in person. But yeah, video call would be cool too. Actually, Gio, you got to download Discord. By the way, y'all, if y'all have not joined my Discord server, I'm going to put a link to it now. And that's a place where we could do like video calls and kind of have cool conversations with some of these guys that you guys want to get on the stream. I just pinned it. That's the new Discord server. My brother Gio was hitting a rocket serve. He was hitting that serve. Like. Yes, make sure y'all like the stream if y'all are enjoying it. Where can I find this video? What video? Looking at the replay is old school in any sport. Not even old school, just should be the standard. Yeah, it's pretty basic.
You know what I'm saying? I was reading the comments under Timbo's post. I will never play in the King of the Courts again and all that stuff. Like, you guys don't know. Y'all don't know that that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you could choose to believe me or not, but I got no reason. Would you think I'm making this up? I don't got to make this up. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, let's just keep in mind, before all of this, before the zip, before 0-0, they know what it is. They both know who I am and what I'm there to do. You know, and every step of the way, I'm trying to let them know. And you know, I'm getting, yo, Larry, chill, don't say nothing to me. I don't want to hit, don't do me a favor, don't say nothing to me. I'm like, okay. All right, so now you just let me know that, like, I'm going to have to do what I know needs to be done.
That's crazy.
You know, so that's how it led to where it got. I hope that answered your question, by the way.
All right, Jason Healy, do you take into account the player's history when making these decisions? Do certain players have a shorter leash than others?
Y'all, this is a tough question, y'all. This is a tough question. I think the right thing to do is to give everyone the same the same dang, what's the word I'm looking for? Just give them the same type of treatment on the court, while at the same time like um keeping in mind their tendencies. But like as far as like having a shorter leash for certain players, that's a tough one, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Certain players absolutely have a shorter leash, and the reason why is because of the history, not only with the players, but the reason why I'm there. The reason why I'm giving that score sheet is because they want me. I'm there to keep control of not only the game, but pretty much the tournament. That's the role I play when I go to a tournament. Every once in a while, I don't know if you guys notice it, I might come off the court that I'm referencing to give somebody a one on another court because that's the role that I play in the community.
What the hell? What is Larry like, head of security at the tournament?
That's what I do. That's why they asked me to come to the tournament to keep those things in order. For the most part, normally people just fall into line. You might get a warning and the game goes on. With these two guys, I really do, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I feel like they felt like it won't happen. And it's kind of weird because at least one of them has been disqualified more than once this season. So I don't know. I don't know why they would push the envelope, but of course, their reputation plays a part. Everybody knows who the hotheads are. Everybody knows who's going to be the one to act a certain type of way.
Nah, this he makes a good point, because certain players, if you know they're a hothead, you got to nip certain things in the bud kind of faster than other players. You know what I'm saying? Versus the one player who never says anything on the court, he makes a comment, is different from the player who is gonna start with a small comment, then he's gonna escalate then he's gonna escalate more and more. So like certain people, you definitely got to nip it in the bud quicker than others. Leo said, I always like Gio's whip power. I learned how to cut the ball from watching the way he cuts. That's awesome. Gio said, I fast every day, 10 hours, then eat nothing but water, yogurts, fruits. W diet. W diet. It took Larry. Courtesy. What do you mean courtesy? I'm thankful for everyone in the chat who has given valid points and opinions. Also those who back me up, because I don't like cheaters, nor do I like to cheat. I'm so against that. For sure. LMAO Big Dog Larry. Gio, can you sign my handball? I work out almost every other day because the body needs rest. I drop a lot of weight for king of the course, 30 pounds. I haven't been this size in 12 years. Wow.
And that's not part of the game.
W routine.
It's not part of the game. So yes, of course, I have to be stricter and just really press down on the way I have to keep control of the game. Because if I don't, then you're gonna see somebody win the game in a way that the game is not supposed to be won. It's not supposed to be played like that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna dictate how the game goes, and I have to prevent that. I have to keep the integrity of the game intact. Now guess what? That's a great question, because when I ref two players who are gentlemen who don't act like that, guess what? I don't have to do that. I could honestly give them the benefit of the doubt when they make a call on whether or not certain things went in a certain type of way, because certain people, they play so much like gentlemen, they almost officiate themselves. They will call out two bouncers. They'll say, you know what? I apologize. I was out. I'm out for that. They do it. There's people out there that do that. It's the exact opposite of what I have to do with these two players. So yeah, I'm not gonna make it seem like no, they're held to a higher standard. Especially not to mention both of these guys have won this tournament multiple times. Both of them. They're on such a higher platform in my eyes. They're on such a higher platform because they won this tournament before, and they're such elite players. You got so many people that look up to them. You should be held to a higher standard. And that's the way I do it. I hope I answered the question.
So there are two questions. They both are very similar. So
Y'all, I had an instance in a tournament where I was reffing, and I had to ref a player who I know intentionally leans into his opponent's shots. You know what I mean? To try and not that he does it every game, but I've seen a pattern from him playing with him over the years, playing against him, watching him play. And I was reffing his game, and he did that. He did it very early on, and I called him out for it. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Doc, that's a point." You know what I'm saying? And he whatchamacallit, he asked me to get taken off of reffing because he was saying that I'm like not being fair to him, and that I gotta give him a warning first. But it's like maybe another player I would have given a warning, but the fact that I knew his tendencies, I was like, nah, I gotta nip that in the bud right away. And you know, was I wrong for that, y'all? Was I wrong for that? I didn't. I thought I was in the right for doing that.
First one is from Taiwan. Um,
Is it you talking about this one right here? Players don't know that we
yeah,
moving
but
it.
there was another part to that. But Nietzsche, 'cause Nietzsche was the other person who asked about. They had a question about the blocks. Is it every movement or just what affects the player? And so did Taiwan, who wanted you to explain to the people that not every movement is a block.
I mean, listen, I could talk here for days. These are fantastic questions. I want these. I
The person who asked about. They had a question about the blocks. Is it every movement or just what affects the player? And so did Taiwan, who wanted you to explain to the people that not every movement is a block.
I mean, listen, I could talk here for days. These are fantastic questions. I want these. I've actually done some YouTube clips with people outside of I forgot the guy's name, but I've been doing stuff to try to actually make examples of exactly what a hinder is. And the rule book is referred to as a hinder and avoidables. Um, for some reason, the majority of the handball world, including the A players, some of the top players, they really do believe that if somebody moves, it's a block. That's not what creates a block. It's really not. It's not what creates the block. Um, there's some cases where the person moves and they're giving you a better shot at the ball. And no one they're not thinking about that. And it's just because I feel like a lot of the generation has grown up playing the game thinking that if you move, it's a block. That's not the case. And I know better and I understand it, but a lot of times I'm reffing games with people who don't understand exactly what a block is. And I really have less of these problems when I'm reffing games in the small ball community because majority of the small ball community um, has read the rules and learned the rules before they actually started playing, and they just learned the game in a more official way. But to explain what a block is, it's kind of hard while I'm just sitting here. But if the ball's coming straight at me and I move out of the way, you got to block. Let's say if the ball's coming and it's coming next to my arm, right? I don't know if y'all can see it, y'all understand what I'm saying, but the ball gonna bounce next to my left arm, and you're standing on that side, and you have a clear view of the ball. When I move out the way, you see more of the court. I'm giving you a better shot at the ball. You understand? What I'm having happen a lot of times, especially from the top players, slowly and subtly, the ball's coming here, and you have majority of the top players slowly leaning into the ball. And I know you guys see it on the videos. It happens all the time. And there's some
Yo, who do we call that movement?
guys that I refer to them as gentlemen. They acknowledge when it happens, and I respect those guys because I get it. I play. I used to play all the time. I play for money. I tell them, yo, I see what you're doing, bro. Stop that out. Don't
Yo, so this is what I'm talking about. What I called this player out for,
do that. I'm
and
gonna
he
call
had
you
a
out.
huge
Don't do
issue.
that. And they say, you know what, Larry, you're right. My bad. I had two players say it to me this last past tournament. Yo, bro, I saw what you did. Don't do it again. Whether they won the point or lost the point, I come to them. I get up right up on them. I say, listen, you lean into that shot. Don't do it again. I'm gonna have to call you out. I'm not gonna name their names. I'm not trying to put nobody on blast. I mean, aside from the people that I already talked about. But I respect those guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I see what you're doing and you're acknowledging it, and you're not doing it no more. Which it tells me a lot. It lets me know what you was doing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But when somebody moves out of the way and
Call that move the Michael Jackson. They do be leaning. He ain't lying. I'm 22 in whack. Worst part, I'm 6'2 with long reach, but no game. Hey, you get better, K9. Keep practicing. Keep practicing, brother. Don't even worry about that. Everyone starts somewhere. Remember that. Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone got a different journey.
gives you a better shot, that
Timbo lean.
is not. That's not a block. That's not what a block is. A block is when you know they take away your ability to play the ball. When your ability to play the ball is hindered, babe, this thing is staying inside. That's my fault. I got another one.
I totally agree with Gio. The serve is one of the biggest weapons you have in singles because it's the only time you're completely in control. Good
Wow,
point.
it's
Good
coming
point.
up
Good
on my
point.
watch.
But he
Um,
said that. But he has
who said that?
The low CQ at King of the Court and the issue at the National. It stems from skip ball. Should we start enforcing gloves at all events?
Another
Mm.
great question. I don't know if y'all can hear what she asked, but it was
Gloves
based
at
off.
all
Who asked that
events.
question?
Justin.
So the thing with the gloves, and particularly with little Carlos, um, we have players that we all know with the ball all the time. I got some people that I've been friends with for years. I shake their hand when we're not even on the handball court. Their hands is wet. Their hands is sweating. I'm like, damn, bro, you're not even playing. How your hands wet? We know those players.
What
Los
y'all
is one
think,
of those
y'all?
players.
Should gloves be
Los
enforced in
hands is
all
always sweating. I
tournaments?
don't know if it's coming off his wrist. If he sweats from his palm, I don't know what it is. But he's not the only one. There's other players out there who have the same problem. I hope you don't mind me mentioning your name, Josh Garcia. He's notoriously known for wetting the ball.
Damn.
I got a lot of love and respect for Josh Garcia. Because guess what? He comes to the handball tournament, every single tournament, prepared to play. He has a bag full of gloves. He's trying to keep the game fair. He's not trying to have any type of an advantage. Little Carlos knows he wets the ball. The score is zip zip. He serves the ball. By the time it's 3-zip, the ball is already coming back wet. And I try to give him the benefit of the doubt every single time. I let him know, and every single time I get a negative feedback.
We know who shot Skip, Los, Mega, etc. Yeah, definitely some players have a track record for skipping the ball. Like we were watching Julio play yesterday, and you know what I'm saying? A lot of people had an issue with his point game serve being redone, and I had to recall from my memory last time I played Julio, he was skipping the ball a lot, especially towards the end of the game. And it's like he was saying like, it's not the serve. And so I had nothing to kind of like defend myself from his wet hands. And is he a player? Does he still wet the ball? I'm not sure, but definitely some players have a propensity to do that. David Masonette, you know what I'm saying?
And it's like, I'm like, Los, we know you wetting the ball. And when I say it
Apparently
comes down to
Los.
him having to put on a pair of gloves, every single time, he loses his mind. Yo, I don't got no gloves. I can't play for no gloves. I let him know in the tournament, Los, if you don't get gloves, you're going to risk being disqualified. What does he do?
What does that mean, skip the ball? Like basically, Nancy, when your hands are wet and sweaty, when you hit the ball kind of, when you hit the ball, right, it hits the wall, and then when it hits the floor, it doesn't just go normally. Like it doesn't just go boop, boop. It goes boop, boop. It's like when you skip a rock. That's the type of David May skip net. I'm crying. Yes, Johnny Green. Serve is important. If you notice, the players who wet the ball tend to serve the ball low so it doesn't skip. Then they could smoke the second shot. It skips, so you can't call it. That's crazy. Can you talk about the effect wetting the ball has on you? Ball going faster, can't hit it as cleanly. Well, it depends on the shot, whether you could hit it cleanly or not. At times, and I stand by this. At times, wet ball can help you because if somebody hits a really low shot, the fact that the ball is wet means that it's gonna stay up higher. If you think of like a skipping a rock, right? If you skip a rock super super low, it'll like stay up. And so that's what a wet ball will do. Sometimes people could kill a ball and it'll just stay up because it just generates more speed basically when it hits the floor. If you're not prepared for it, it's gonna mess you up. But sometimes you reach down for a kill and you're not close enough, but since the ball skips, it stays in the air longer and you could kind of return the kill shot. Generally speaking, you don't want to be trying to adjust for a skip ball because you don't know when it's wet. You don't know when it's just going to take a different bounce. You're kind of reading the game and you're reading the ball for a regular bounce, not a wet ball bounce.
Gets a glove.
Hope that helped, Nancy and Nix.
Brand new glove. I think we all know.
Everyone from B-Way Park wets the ball. It's terrible.
Nobody sells gloves one hand at a time. He comes back with one glove.
Yo, we pointed this out in the reaction.
I'm like, bro, you're risking being disqualified. Yeah, you got to put on two gloves. He goes and gets the other glove. He tells me he didn't have two gloves. He goes and gets the other glove. Now we know you're gonna soak that glove. By the time this game is over, it's gonna get wet. Same thing comes up again. The ball is skipping. Now, since Los is wearing a pair of gloves, I tell Los he has to change his gloves, and his opponent needs to put on gloves also. Los changing his gloves makes him even more upset.
Yo, I didn't understand why Los had to change his gloves. I didn't think a pair of gloves could get wet that quickly. It seemed like only after a few rallies, Larry said, "Hey, Los, you got to change your gloves," and the other, and Josh has to put on gloves. I don't know. And to be fair, they look kind of wet in the video, but just from playing handball, I know a pair of gloves doesn't get wet like that fast.
Set because he didn't.
Not enough to wet a ball. I didn't think so.
He didn't want to buy the first pair of gloves, so now he has to put on a second pair of gloves. That's what got the game.
And again, if you're a guy with wet hands, like Larry said, a guy like Josh Garcia, he'll come to the park with a bunch of gloves. You see guys like David Masonette, he comes to the park with a bunch of gloves now.
To it was at. He puts on the second pair of gloves, and now he's like furious. He's super upset, and it's like it was only a matter of time because he was already. He's just like you can't even talk to him. Anybody that tried to talk to him, he was like cursing him out. At the point when Los got disqualified, he was.
Los touches his shirt to soak his gloves. That's crazy. Taiwan had a huge bag of new kill shot gloves for sale. Los could have bought a few pairs. Los was going to lose that game regardless. He was choking. Nah, gloves shouldn't be enforced if player doesn't play with them. Yeah, a lot of players don't prefer them. Damn, dude, he got water glands in his hands. How did he go through gloves like that? Yo, I swear it was only a handful of volleys. And I wasn't there to see it, but in the video it looked like the gloves were pretty wet.
Standing right in front of me, cursing me out to himself. And I had already told him, I already given him a warning about his conduct.
So this is the Los
said,
disqualification.
Larry, they can't be cursing like that. I said, Dwight, I told him already. Dwight told me already to disqualify little Carlos. Right when Carlos Centeno was talking to him, Dwight had already told me to disqualify him. I went up to Carlos.
Yo, so this is the incident I was talking about. Carlos Centeno, mumbled something to Los that made Los just blow up and have this whole huge episode. And even though he wasn't talking to Larry, nor was he talking to his opponent, which was the main issue, you know what I mean? Don't mouth off at the ref, don't mouth off at your opponent. It still just caused this big commotion and this big this big bad look that and Dwight said disqualify him at that point.
Ask him, please do not talk to little Carlos. Just leave him alone, because little Carlos was already going ham on him. I said, you know what? Don't talk to him, please. Just leave him alone, because I don't want you to make this worse than what it already is. Just please, I understand where you're coming from. You know what Carlos told me? Carlos Centeno? I don't want to see him lose. I don't want to see him get disqualified. And it's like, we here trying to keep you in the game.
Is Carlos a KOTC ref? I think he was, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was. But yeah, whatever he said just did not help, the little Los at all. My bad for late join. Where can I find this video? This is on, you can watch the replay here. We're about to end in a second. The replay is going to go up. This is on Facebook.
And you cursing us out. I'm the official and you cursing me out. I've already been directed to disqualify you. At that point, you were supposed to be out the tournament already. I go up to Carlos, ask him, please leave him alone, let him play. A couple points go by. After he's already been told not to curse, stop, watch your language and everything. Your conduct is out of pocket. You can't be talking like that. He's standing directly in front of me. I mean, I could have touched him. That's how close he was. And he's just cursing me out. Yo, you fucking horrible as a ref. You fucking suck, this, that, and that. But his excuse is he's talking to himself. That's the narrative. That's what he was saying. Yo, I'm talking to myself. Yo, I could talk to myself. I was like, you could talk to yourself. You're disqualified. And that's what happened with Lil Carlos. And it's like, for anybody that didn't know, that has an opinion about the way that went, that's what happened. That's what happened in the moment. He's standing in front of me, talking about me to himself, cursing and being disrespectful to me, who's the official, and that's how he got disqualified. And that was after he should have already been disqualified, because the organizer of the tournament said that he wanted to now. I asked him, please let me give him a chance. I don't want to take him out. So that's what led to that. One more question, that's it. One more question, because I got to go to work now early.
Well, two more.
All right, two more. She said two more.
Because
She's the
one more
boss.
is actually, one of them is actually good, and then, well, I did. But this was from Sonic.
Trying to
Do
find
you
that
think
spot
players
Carlo
should
where
be on
Carlos
the
says
line?
something
Because
to
I've
him.
watched games where the line ref isn't paying attention, and they say they
So
didn't
yeah,
get the
right here.
call.
So you know, so Los was kind of
Is
being
this
quiet,
Sonic? Sonic, what up, baby? I ain't seen you in a minute,
and
boy.
then
And he, and with
and then you know someone comes by, you know the other Carlos kind of comes by, maybe gives him some advice.
I'm not saying nothing, man. Don't tell me nothing. I ain't say shit. He's the one who's talking. No, you're not doing something. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm playing my game. Now? Why I keep coming up to you and I ain't say nothing? He's the one talking. Yeah. I'm actually letting you play, bro. I didn't say nothing. There's no reason to come up to me, bro. I didn't say nothing.
Y'all, so Larry said at this point, Dwight said disqualify Los, which is crazy.
with that, if you wrote another comment, do you think players should be roughing lines?
Which is
when a
crazy.
lot
It's
of them
just
don't pay attention?
it's just that episode right there just wasn't a good look for the hosts, and they wanted to get him out at that point.
When they're watching the lines and it hinders the play.
I don't know if y'all heard that question, but this is Sonic's question. He's asking about players being on the line. There's a lot of things that I don't think should be a certain way. Unfortunately, we're just not there yet. I don't know if you guys know, it is very, very difficult to get a ref, much less a linesman. It's like pulling teeth. When I ask for somebody to call a line, I have to let them know, bro, it's okay to say no. They be telling me all types of stuff. Larry, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm like, bro, if you don't want.
Yo, Larry be hearing all types of excuses. Bruh, I just got a funny video idea, yo. The excuses people make when you ask them to ref a line.
Do it, you don't have to do it. I let everybody that I asked to call a line, I let them know, listen, you don't have to worry
Larry
about
be
the
like,
player.
it's okay.
The players are
say
not allowed
no.
to talk to you. So I'm just going to ask you to call it how you see it. Now, guess what? The linesmen are just like everybody else. They're human beings. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the time, they're not getting paid to call those lines. They're there, and yeah, they might get distracted. Their phone might ring. They might, who knows? A bird might fly over the wall. They're not going to always be paying attention. I've been on a line before, and it's been plenty of times I wasn't paying attention on the line. But guess what? We're in a position right now where the sport is at that we need the community to help us officiate these games. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is right now. I would love to be able to have people that are going to only focus on being on the line and pay attention to everything. That would make my job a lot easier. But unfortunately, we're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? It would really be cool if anybody that was watching this live was to see this and understand what I'm saying. And then if they ever get asked to call a line, they actually paid attention. That would help out across the board. Because guess what? However you call the line, that could be somebody else calling your line when you on the game. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think anybody thinks about that.
Real talk.
You know, when I ref, I take it seriously, and I do it because that's how I would like for somebody to ref my game. You know, I wish I had people that took it the way I do ref my games when I was playing.
All right, last one. Do you think?
Let's see. Larry eating chips. Bare hands. Y'all talking about gloves versus bare hands. Wow, it's actually 50-50 with the votes right now. Should gloves be enforced in tournaments? That's interesting. That is interesting. I'm kind of neutral on that. Larry really DQs him, and 2 seconds later, he's back to eating sun chips. Where can I find the message from Larry video? So it's actually not called message from Larry. It's called KOTC 2024 discussion. It's on Facebook, Heroses. It's on Facebook. Oh, yeah, basically that's it right there. It's on Facebook, and yeah, you could check it out there. Carlos should have never went up to him. Yeah, and yeah. So I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again today. You know, it's important to just be sensitive to the temperament of even your friends, even some people that you might come at them with nothing but good intentions. You want to be sensitive to their temperaments in the heat of a battle. You know what I'm saying? You just gave up a huge lead. You know what I'm saying? There's things going on. There's things going on. Sometimes people don't really want to conversate. They don't want to hear positive encouragement. They don't want to hear anything sometimes. And I'm not justifying the way he kind of blew up, that. It was over the top the way he kind of blew up. You know, he could have just said, "Yo, not right now, bro. I don't want to hear it," or something like that. Curious to know what Carlos told him. Right? Yeah, me too. I'm sure it was something like, "Yo, keep it like, don't talk, play your game," or something like that. But he already wasn't talking, so that was like, you know what I mean? Yeah, we don't know what he said. Funny part, I knew Tavo was working out hard and training hard, so I was telling Tavo it was going to be a Gio Tavo finals, but we didn't get to see that. Sucks. I came hungry to win. Okay. Yeah, that would have been cool. Cheddar Sun Chips and Salsa Garden is goated. I think, was that what Larry was eating? I think he was eating the Salsa Garden. Who's the old lady with the bucket hat on the line? Oh, that's Nancy from Iowa. Crazy. Yo, you hilarious, Nancy. Yo, sometimes you look to the line for like an accurate call, and it just be somebody you do not want there, and they probably don't want to be there either. They just sitting there like eating a they there just like eating an acai bowl or something, watching a YouTube video. You be like, bruh, what the hell? I come in to prepare to beat top players, no matter what the score, cause I knew. Yeah, for sure, Gio. You gotta win by big margins sometimes. Project Handball. I can't find this video. I can't find it on Facebook. His Facebook name is Lawrence. Yeah, his Facebook name is Lawrence. The post isn't public. You might have to be his friend or something. Nobody wants to hear a ref come up to you when they not giving you a fair shake. It's like a smack in the face. Right. So at the same time, right? You got somebody coming up to you saying, you know, maybe he said like, let your game talk. Mind you, nobody heard, and I said it before, no one heard Josh kind of mouth some words to Los, to which, Los got super frustrated. Again, super dramatic blow up. Did it need to go there? No, it didn't. But yeah, I could see how something like that will make him even more angry. He even says it like, "Yo, I'm not talking, he's talking." And he wasn't talking. He mouthed a couple words that nobody really heard except Los, I'm guessing. I don't like delays at all, but there's players who do that for extra breaths. Yeah, people do. There are some players who kind of delay game to get some extra breathing in. With bare hands, you put it where you want. Okay, Zen prefers bare hands. Y'all, it's literally 50-50. 50-50 for whether gloves should be enforced in tournaments or not. That's crazy. Appreciate y'all being here in the stream, by the way. I got a new video dropping. I'm thinking we'll do tomorrow. It's going to drop tomorrow. Make sure y'all check that out on the channel. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, by the way. We are trying to get to 3,000 subs, man. We're almost there. If anything, handball should add video appeals and losers brackets. Okay. What's his last name? I think it's Dubois. I think it's Larry Dubois. Yeah, there it is right there. Larry Dubois. Lawrence Dubois. I got my warning for getting hit in the head. Let's be real. Let's tell the truth. When Tim... well... If we're being real, Gio, your warning wasn't for getting hit in the head. Your warning was for your reaction to getting hit in the head. Which, I know you said it was, anybody would have reacted like that. It was just the back and forth with the ref, and that was what the warning was for. Let's keep going.
Stage for other tournaments being thrown, and that's what I'm talking.
I wish I had people that took it the way I do ref my games when I was playing.
All right, last one. Do you think this will
Why you got Larry froze like that?
For other tournaments being thrown?
I bet.
Yes, Tanya. This ain't nothing. Just to answer your question, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. I plan on pressing down. I plan on reffing even more games. This ain't nothing. I want to play the best part I can to better the sport. So. Listen, if you come into a tournament and you see me there and you know how you are, just know that this is what might happen. And it's not that I'm directing it towards anybody, but there's no one that is bigger than the sport. If I'm refereeing a game, if you act like a gentleman, you be treated like a gentleman. Whether it's a warning, a point deduction, or whatever it might be, one way or another, if you act a certain type of way, you'll be treated a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Hopefully this does grow the sport. I feel like it was definitely necessary. I didn't do it because I thought it was necessary. I did it because I thought it was necessary. It was the right thing to do in the moment. You know.
I think Larry meant to say he didn't do it because he thinks it was gonna grow the sport. He did it because he thought it was necessary in a moment, which overall now in hindsight he thinks hopefully this will help the sport go in a good place.
I do feel like there's a bigger picture, and this will help grow the sport in a positive way. I really hate the fact that it has to be done. I hate the fact that I'm the one that has to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I have no. I do it. I hate it, but I do it. I do it. Whenever I'm in a game, whenever I'm in a tournament, I'm gonna do what I know needs to be done, despite how easy or hard it might be.
Still don't make no sense. I got technical for getting hit. Well, so you call blocks or miss, not my problem. I'm playing clean. I stood my ground. You can't make contact. Yeah. That's one you gotta hold it on that one. Gotta be real, Gio. You didn't move, and the ball was by your head. I thought he moved a little bit. Nah, hitting a ball by your head and not moving is crazy. That's crazy placement. Yes, I did get mad for getting hit, just like anyone else. It's supposed to be a point, not a block, because he had a clear shot, but he chose to hit me in the head. Honestly, I don't think he had a clear shot. That ball was right by your medulla. I'm gonna be for real. You have to be more professional, gentlemen. A lot of players show no respect for refs. That's why the game. Nah, yeah, you gotta listen. The refs gotta do right by the players just as much as the players gotta do right by the refs. It's not just a one-sided thing. Let's
That's it.
just
You're not
be
reading
real.
no more comments?
Justin said people got put kids to sleep.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys, because I gotta go to sleep also. I love and appreciate all the support. I don't ever do this. I actually was thinking today about doing this after every tournament that I officiate at, just in case anybody does have a question or whatever. You guys can ask me. I feel like this is a positive thing. It can help grow the sport. If you have questions about any type of rules, yeah, you could come on here and ask me. But yeah, I do gotta get ready to go. I don't know how long we've been on here, babe.
You're supposed to shorten your swing so you don't make contact at all. Way too many people make contact and it's completely out of line. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's not a shot you make a full swing on when it's right by your opponent. I stood my ground. You can't. Okay, I read that. Show the replay. You want to see the replay of you want to see the replay of Gio getting mollywopped?
Dawn Platinum removes 99% of grease. It's the GOAT. And that's coming from a duck. The better grease getter.
Welcome back to this U.S. Open office plan.
Miller just lobbed a message way over Jones's head using some
This person put some timestamps, but I'm not sure if they put the oh, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what point that was at. Honestly. Oh, right here. I just saw it. I think it was right here. Yeah, right there. So this is just a tricky shot, and yeah, somebody hits the ball right by their head like that. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the full action because this young lady wanted to walk by right there. But yeah, that ball was right right by the side of his head. And it looked like he shortened his swing a little bit. It wasn't a full follow through. It definitely wasn't a full follow through. He definitely caught his dome though. Definitely caught his dome. What's it say? Pardon me. But he did say something to me first. People slap my leg and be like, my bad, and I don't care. But at the same time, I'm like, are you stupid? You see you're going to make contact, change your swing. Yeah, or call that block. Call that safety block. Contact does not have to, you know, be drawn to get the block. Contrary to what some people might believe. All right, and we got the votes. We got the poll swaying to no enforcement of gloves in all tournaments. Yes, respect has to be shown to every player. They don't care if they hit you. If they catch your leg a bit, it helps them get you out the play. That's not right. Doesn't matter if I get up fair and square. LMAO MS is a clown. Then the ref says the contact didn't seem to affect the play. Yeah, I have seen that before. Gio definitely moved. He hit, then raised his full body. Yeah, he did hit it and then kind of posture up. Oh ish, Dawn Platinum got ducks in the commercial. That's what's up. I'ma get me some Dawn Platinum. You silly, bruh. These guys got 20, 30 years of playing and still take no accountability. Yeah, Gio did posture up there. She had to be in the way. You know what's funny? She walked on the court and the line ref on my side. I was on the left side of the court. The line ref thought Larry called hold it cause of this girl walking on the court. We didn't even notice that Timbo smacked Gio in the head. Me or the line ref sitting there. Damn, can't clearly see it. Yeah. Fortunately. Appreciate you being in the stream, Latrix. Look at Tumbo. Tumbo is crazy, bruh. No one should DQ. We said no one should DQ that late in the game. Yeah, so like, regardless, you know, the back and forth was there. I know a lot of people had issue with the timing. A lot of people had issue with the timing. Where y'all really analyzing Timbo's legs. That's crazy. It was bad. He hit you, Gio, but you moved. Straddling your opponent is crazy. Nah, this is crazy positioning. Like getting your legs in that position, that's like major box out. That's a major box out maneuver. Gio, you still a top player, but you gotta relax. You could have came back if you just chilled. We'll never know. My bad, guys. I'm in the chat and watched the video at the same time. Catching up on the video and answering certain things Larry is saying in the video through Project Handball stream. I don't move on no one shot. I just have great anticipation. Well, you clearly moved. Comes off like I'm leaning. Nah, Gio, you definitely do some leaning. It is anticipation. Sometimes it's early. You know, we're not saying it's dirty. Just that you do it, and it's just about the timing. If you move into him, you move into him, and it's yeah, right. If you move, you move. Whether your intention is to be dirty, whether your intention is to anticipate, you know what I'm saying? He is stepping on him. No, I don't know that he's stepping on him. He's definitely. Let's see. No, he's not stepping on him. He's just kind of straddling his. He's like just kind of boxing him out right here. Maybe his knee catches. Nah, it doesn't even look like his knee hits the back of his knee. So that's you know, had he been able to hit the shot, if Gio tried to go left, he kind of wouldn't be able to. But yeah, after the shot, his foot does clip his shot after the swing. But yeah, that was the shot that. And let's just watch Gio. Let's just watch how Gio gets that first technical. From what I remembered, he basically argues with the ref on whether this is a block or a down. So Larry gonna say something to Gio right here, and that was a quick warning. That's all it took. That's all it took is the volume. You know, it was the volume, it was the tone. It was maybe some of the delay of game that Larry just wasn't. He just didn't. You know, he wanted to nip it in the bud. Like he said in his video, he said Gio being Gio. You know, he knows Gio. He's ref Gio. He's played with Gio. He's known Gio longer than some of us, on a closer level than we know him. So I mean, you know, I don't fully, you know, understand it fully. But yeah, that's my take on it. I would say it was the volume and it was the tone and some of the delay of game that kind of warranted Larry's call. It sucks that it had to happen with him getting hit in the head though. Playing the ball that aggressively, Gio's movement after the shot put both of them at risk of injury, intentional or not. It did. It did. And we gotta just hold it. We gotta recognize that two wrongs don't make a right. This should be a point. Gio moved, but playing that ball that aggressively just isn't the right play. Yeah, the movement was wrong. The not calling hold it was wrong at the same time. Timbo did bump Gio too. Like on the shot, like as he was swinging, yeah, I guess Timbo just made it in his mind he's not gonna call hold it. He's gonna try and capitalize on this. Maybe he thought was a setup. Maybe he thought he had a shot. I would assume he didn't. Here's why he didn't call hold it. He didn't call hold it. I don't think. Because Larry would have called it a regular block. Why leave it in Larry's hand? Okay. Why leave it in the ref's hand to maybe not like justify the block? So Gio got called hold it to get the point. It's not the ref's call. What do you mean Gio has to call hold it? Oh, like Gio has to call hold it for getting like smacked? Well, I don't think anyone saw. I don't think they were looking at Timbo kind of bumping Gio. We're talking about Timbo calling hold on Gio's movement. Oh, on the movement. Sorry, I was asking, does Gio have to call hold it for getting hit to get the point? Or is that a ref's call? That's a good question. That's a good question. Does Gio have to call hold it to get the block? To get the point? I don't know that he would have gotten a point there. I don't know that he wouldn't. That he would have gotten a I don't know that he would have got a point for that. Okay, yeah, so Timbo did call hold it. Yeah, he hit the ball and he called hold it at the same time. So yeah, Timbo did call hold it. But yeah, he made sure to go with the swing too to kind of make sure he got the call awarded, kind of. Ice cold beer. Yeah, that guy was selling them. He would have to call hold it, but only if the ball makes the wall. Right, if the ball made the wall and he called hold it, he could get a hold for that contact. And you know, hey, that took me out the play. So you're not allowed to hit your opponent and take them out the play on your shot. So yeah, that was that.
Oh, it's been just about an hour. I think that's good.
Any final thoughts from Larry?
Until next time, I'm out of here.
All right, that was it. That was it, y'all. That was a message from Larry 2. Appreciate you guys rocking out with me on day 27. We got to cover a lot of the King of the Court event over the last couple of days. I think tomorrow we watch some more of the games. There were a couple more spicy games that I wanted to get into and that you guys wanted to see. So we'll probably spend the next 2 days watching King of the Courts games, if not just tomorrow. And then after that, we'll get back to regularly scheduled programs. We got a handful of requests that we're gonna work through. And again, if you guys have videos that you want on stream, you can put the link here. You could drop it in the Discord. You know what? I would have flopped and just went on the floor holding my head, acting like he knocked me. Bro, who was the guy dropping M-bombs the entire finals? Someone told me it was a Chinese guy. Honestly, I don't know who it was, but I did hear that he was saying Nibba every time Tavo killed the ball. I don't even really, honestly, I don't even hear the N-word. Like, the N-word is just not even like, I don't know. It doesn't stand out to me when I hear it because growing up, you know, all throughout high school, I feel like everybody just said the N-word. Whether they were, you know what I'm saying, whether they were black, whether they were Spanish, whether they were, you know what I'm saying, Indian. Like, I've heard just everyone say the N-word. And it's not really, it was never really a race thing. It was more so just like a social class type of thing. Someone kept calling him Pokemon. Yeah, he was calling him Pokemon. He wasn't even saying it right. But yeah, that was a really good final. That was a really good finals. Shout out to Tavo again. As much as all of this controversy kind of try to pull the spotlight away from him. Big shout out to Tavo. Much earned, well deserved. He worked for it, and you know what I'm saying, he had a vision and he achieved it. He believed it and he achieved it. So shout out to him. Great player, and we look forward to seeing him in more competitions. God willing, we get him on the live stream as well, if that's something y'all would want to see. We have been kind of we have talked about doing something together in the past, so it's just about lining up the timing to do that. So let me know if that's something y'all are interested in, and we could definitely start kind of putting pen to paper on what exactly we're gonna make. Next guest on the live stream, Geo. Okay, y'all want to see Geo? We could definitely reach out. Do an interview for sure on Discord, for sure. Yeah, we definitely get some Discord interviews. I got a lot to say. Oh, say that, Geo. Geo, would you be down to come on a live stream on video call? Would you be down? Let me know. Let me know here. You can hit me on Insta, Facebook, anywhere. You got my contact. Nancy said, please. Litrix, let's go, Geo. Let me know if you be down for that, Geo, because I definitely like to chop it up with you more. We've had, you know, we talked at King of the Courts after the DQ, and I appreciated you just keeping it, you know what I'm saying, keeping it real, keeping it transparent. I'll probably post that video of our conversation maybe sometime tomorrow. I also chopped it up with Timbo. Got to hear some insights from him as well. Geo coming to Victory Field. Yeah, Geo, we got to get you at Victory Field, man. We need a good interview of Geo. Definitely. If y'all want to see it, God willing, we'll make it happen. Gio did say he got a lot to say, so make it happen. Hands, for sure. For sure. Would definitely love to see Gio at Victory Field as well. We get some handball. Y'all, we do an interview and we play some handball. I feel like that would be fire. Thanks for the live stream, Amir. Yo, appreciate you, Gio. Appreciate you being here and chopping it up with everybody. To everyone in the stream, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you rocking out on day 27 of streaming handball every single day. We're almost at the end of the month, and who knows what's gonna happen after that. I love y'all boys. If no one told y'all they love you today, I want to let you know that I love you. Hope y'all have a great rest of y'all night. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Know the rules? Don't try to bend them. Long volleys, how you gonna end them? Say you got shots, then you better send them. Call a timeout and change up the momentum. Know the rules? Stop with the reaching. Serve, kill, put it in sequence. When it gets hot, we ballin' every weekend. Starting the AM, playing to the evening. Kill my corner, then we gotta get even. Kill my corner, then I gotta get back. See a setup, I'ma attack. And we shake hands.